I don't know why Richard Johnson wants to wreck my relationship with Beth, but he goes after it all the time.
How so?
I think he's jealous of me and Beth. Honestly, Richard Johnson, who writes page 6 in the Post, every time he sees us, I don't know, he gets weird. I think he thinks I don't deserve her or something. I think he's got maybe a little crush on her or something.
Maybe he's just pissed that you're having a good life.
Yeah, something.
You're supposed to be a sad man or something.
I know. I don't know what his deal is. He's got a beautiful wife and everything. I don't know.
Is he married again?
Yeah, and he's got a kid, and I don't know why he's got to look at me.
Wait a minute. That kid's from another marriage.
No, he's got a new kid.
A new kid?
Yeah.
He's got a baby?
I just know Beth's going to be really bummed. I know you guys are going to think this is silly. Maybe you can talk me out of my weird feeling, but I haven't even called Beth yet. I might even call her now. But
well, she usually gets up and reads these things, doesn't she?
She loves page 6. I mean, she scours these tabloids like it's the Torah.
So she might have already seen it.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, like one thing about Beth, like she's on the internet all day looking up, like she'll call me and go, Perez Hilton says, blah, 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 blah. She's on Perez Hilton. She's on page 6. She's on the Daily News. She reads them to me, you know what I mean? And I like that, but she loves it. She reads Star Magazine, Inquirer, Globe, all of them.
Right,
Us, In Touch,
right.
OK.
Oh, my goodness.
I get them all. They're literally there as soon as they're out, she's on top of them. Doing a breakdown and analysis of Jake Gyllenhaal and whoever he's dating, right. Reese Witherspoon or whatever the fuck it is. Here, so listen to this. This is in page 6 with a picture of Beth. Now, mind you, I don't even mind this because this is ridiculous, but I know she's going to mind it.
All right.
Howard Stern admitted on his show last week that he was getting cold feet over his upcoming wedding to fiancée Beth Ostrowski. And I don't believe I did that. I was talking about the size of the wedding and having to invite certain people and not wanting them there.
Right.
Like we both agreed this weekend that...
And it was just an aside. It wasn't even like you were having a major, I'm having cold feet.
Like this weekend, Beth and I both laid down the law about Sal not coming because Beth was on the internet. And someone had posted on YouTube at the roast when he was like calling her names and shit. And she got to hear it because she's on YouTube all the time. And she looked up her own name.
And she never got to hear it.
She never heard it.
Adulterated.
Yeah.
And she just got so fuming angry. She just was like, he's a fucking asshole. I don't want him at my wedding. I go, you're right. Dreaming about firing you.
Wait, when you put Beth's name into YouTube,
yeah, that comes
Sal
up.
comes up?
Yeah.
Yelling and screaming about
her.
Jesus Christ.
So Beth goes, I wonder what...
Oh, that's the worst.
Oh, so here's the article on page 6. And I know this is going to... Because it doesn't upset me. Because I know I don't have these feelings.
Right.
I asked her to marry me.
It's not true.
Hey, Gary, can you get Beth on the phone?
Yeah.
Do you know how to call my house?
I do.
All right, do that.
You know what's really horrible, though? I mean, even if you straighten this out with Beth, it becomes an all-day thing,
explanation,
maybe even an all-week thing.
And like
when people call and go, "Wow, I read in the paper."
And like,
is everything okay?
And like, I'm some sort of grand poobah that sits here and doesn't want to marry this beautiful woman, and meanwhile, I'm in love with her. But no matter how much I say I love her, this article is going to be more than what I say.
You think?
I know it, because I always look guilty. It's like she'll probably say, oh, you must have said that.
Guilty.
Did I say to you I don't want to get married?
You did say the term cold feet.
Yeah.
But it didn't
because of the wedding.
have anything to do with your wanting to get married. It was the size and the explosion of all the details of a wedding.
Where's Beth?
Line 19.
Thanks.
Look, if you just print what we say on the show and print...
You're in trouble.
I mean, it's like...
Honey.
I had a feeling you were going to call.
Yeah, I'm all upset. Now, Robin just explained exactly what we said. Remember the other day we were on the air talking about... Are you upset about this article, by the way?
No, it's just annoying.
Right.
I'm the one who has to deal with it.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying, that it has repercussions.
I mean, I know. I know.
I said it's worse for Beth because... listen, I have said a million times on the show, I'm in love with Beth. I never thought I'd get married, and she's the one person in the world that made me change all that. Mm-hmm. I love her. I want to be married to her. We had a discussion on the air the other day about how it was getting crazy, like we couldn't decide how many people to invite, and how we didn't want Sal there and all that other stuff. Just fucking busting Sal's balls and everything.
And then there was an A list and a B list.
A-list, B-list.
But we don't even have an A. We haven't even done that yet.
And as Robin said...
We were joking around.
Oh, okay.
And Robin even said to me just now, what did you say? That I said cold
you
feet,
said
but
the
in what
term
context?
cold feet, but it was about the size and the explosion of maybe it was going to be a big ceremony and the idea of walking down and that whole thing.
Did I ever say I had cold feet about marrying Beth?
Never, ever. It was about a ceremony, a wedding. that kind of thing.
And Robin would be the first one to...
Oh, I'd jump all over you.
Right.
When I read it, I wasn't upset about... Because I know that it's someone misconstruing something, but it's just a matter of I literally have to deal with it today.
But why does Richard Johnson keep doing this to me? I thought I was kind of a pal. We even have him on the show sometimes.
I know. I see Richard out socially all the time. He's so lovely to us.
I think he's jealous of our relationship.
No, oh, God, he just got married and has
I know.
a baby.
I don't know what his problem is. I don't think he wants me to be happy. I think he wants me and Beth breaking up.
He wants to be the only one, I guess, maybe.
Here, listen to this. Howard Stern admitted on his show last week that he was getting cold feet over his upcoming wedding. It makes me sound like I'm some sort of grand poobah.
And you're bailing.
That's like an idiot.
Yeah. Like, why would you be in a relationship where I don't want to marry you?
Can you imagine? How horrible.
I'm not that big an asshole.
But, just the woman who would be going through that. That's crazy.
Quote, I wonder what I'm doing getting married, the shock jock wondered aloud. I want nothing to do with a wedding. Well, if you take it out of context, forget it. Stern said that it was his idea to have a fancy wedding instead of running off somewhere, but now Beth wants to invite more people than Stern would like. But of course, Ostrowski can persuade him in the bedroom. I get horny and come up with wedding ideas, said Stern.
Yeah, what's that?
I was talking about, you know how sometimes we're in bed and in the middle of sex, I get all carried away and I want to have a wedding like Lady Diana and, So I said, Beth...
Very romantic right before.
Yeah, I said, Beth and I, when we start doing it, I get really crazy.
Right.
Which
is lovely.
For things if I ever want anything.
What?
That's the time to ask you for things if I ever want anything.
Yeah, like you can get anything. Robin, if you had sex with me in the middle of it, you could get anything. I'm telling you.
But I think that's beautiful. He's made it into an ugly thing.
He's the one, honey, you're the one that... I said I don't even need a wedding. You're the one who wanted a wedding.
And that's what he said. He said I came up with this idea in the middle of having sex.
You really did.
I did.
Why don't you call Richard Johnson right now?
Well,
ask him
because it doesn't.
Why
because
sabotaging us, trying to.
Maybe I will.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Get him on the phone. I'm on too.
Gary, is that possible? Do you know how to?
Let me work on it. Hold on.
He's probably going to be sleeping. He's got a baby at home.
Yeah, why don't I wish I had a newspaper where I could print that Richard Johnson doesn't love his baby.
Right, like he's having second thoughts about whether he wants to even be a father.
Yeah.
All right, I have a home number and a cell phone number. You want me to? I can dial it if you guys.
Yeah,
you don't want to
forget
call
it. I don't want to
him.
wake the guy up.
Call his cell.
Yeah, that his cell might be on.
All right, I'll try that.
Let's leave him a message.
You want me to bring it in or you want me to call it?
You call it and just ask him if he'll come on with us. I got to get to the bottom of why he's trying to wreck my life. Let's go to Jack, meanwhile. Jack, you're on the air.
Wow, this is fucking boring. Put Eric the Midget on or something.
No, listen, dude, I got to straighten this out. This guy keeps writing stuff that I'm not, these are not my feelings.
You said it on the radio.
I didn't say that. You can pull a line out of context saying I'm getting cold feet, but I wasn't getting cold feet about marrying Beth.
Artie had it best the other day when he said that 2 years from now, when you're coaching Little League, you're not going to want to do that either.
Asshole. I don't like you, Jack.
That's out of context.
I'm canceling
that didn't...
I'm canceling your subscription.
Take his serious away.
What happened, Gar? Anything?
Joe was straight to voicemail, left a message.
Okay, all right. All right, hon.
Maybe we'll hear from him later.
I'll call him later.
A hardworking guy like Richard Johnson, he's probably up following some gossip story right now.
Yeah. He's probably out on the trail of Jessica Simpson.
Ruin somebody else's life.
He's camped out in front of some rehab.
He's probably looking for Lance Bass's boyfriend.
I mean, look at the guy's job.
He's trying to measure the shorts of Jessica Simpson and see how much ass is hanging out of the bottom of the shorts. Because, Well, anyway, honey, I do love you.
Thank you.
And I do want to marry you.
Thank you.
I'm not sure, as you are not sure, what kind of wedding we actually do want to have.
Neither of us know yet.
Yeah. That's all I was saying.
And you can't even have any fun trying to figure that out with Richard Johnson. In the bushes.
Everyone all day is going to be feeling sorry for me.
Well, that's what I said. That's the bad part. Everybody coming, how is everything? Is everything okay?
Yeah, well, you know what? We'll get married and we'll shut everyone up. And then they can write something else about how we're miserably married.
Oh, then they'll say, because this is now record, Howard finally put, his cold feet aside and did it anyway, bit the bullet.
There's something else that was in, not something else recently that you said that you dissed me again or something. What was that again?
There was another weird. That's what I'm saying. The guy's on some sort of rip.
Yeah, I remember, and I can't remember what the story was.
Yeah, that I dissed you somehow. I remember that one too. I don't remember what it was, but I dissed you.
Yeah. Poor me.
Poor me. Pour me another glass of...
I'm fine. I love you. Talk to you later.
And I love you as well.
I have to go to the gym.
Good.
All right.
Like her nice and toned. I don't want to see any cellulite. Thank you, honey.
Bye.
Cellulite's the end of everything.
Oh, stop it.
Print that.
He'll print that.
I know. Stern today added, cellulite is the end of everything.
It's also a comedy show we do. I mean, you know.
Right. Well, that's the whole point.
Yeah,
He's taking everything as the gospel.
There's an agenda here.
Yeah, he hates you, I think.
I think he does. I think he's jealous.
I mean, technically, like we said, you could literally just print what you said about cellulite, and it would look like you were an ogre.
Oh, a horror story.
Yeah, I got to straighten that out with him and go, hey, dude, are we on the same team, or do I got to start gearing up against you? What's going on here? What kind of man are you? You trying to fuck my relationship up, dude?
He's a dangerous guy.
You know, I mean, what's
what did you do to him?
Yeah, what's the agenda here?
Hello?
Hey, Ed.
Hey, I just want to say one thing. This whole situation is messed up. Howard, you know that you're too good for Beth. She's a beautiful woman, and you could be together with her forever, but this marriage thing just isn't going to work out.
What?
Thanks.
Who are you? And how do you know this?
This is the audience speaking.
You know, my mom... By the way, thanks for saying that, Ed.
Hey, do you respect my opinion?
This is Richard Johnson. I know it. Well, what is your opinion?
Yeah,
I don't understand.
What do you base this on? Why do you say this?
She is too beautiful, and Howard, you are too much of the man. Too beautiful to be together.
Okay, Ed, thanks. I'm not sure I understand you.
That doesn't even make any sense.
Yeah, you're not being clear.
No, what I'm trying to say to you is that basically you two are too great for each other.
You're both too good.
Welcome to another edition of What the Fuck Is Ed Talking About?
Yeah, we have a What the Fuck Is Ed Talking About channel if you want to hear more of Ed.
I'm sure in his life a lot of people
more
want.
statements that make no sense. Tune to.
Look, you're kidding me, bro? Quit busting my balls. Come on.
No, I don't know what you're talking about, Ed.
Busting your balls.
I think she's perfect for me, and I'm hopefully perfect for her, and we have a great time together, and we're going to get married, and that's it. I don't understand what you're saying.
You tried what? What are you... We don't even understand what you're saying.
I'm trying to wreck the marriage, all right?
Oh, okay.
I want to be with Beth.
Good job.
You want to be with Beth. Oh, I
want to be with Beth, all right? Howard, I love you and everything, but I want to be with Beth.
All right, Ed, thanks.
You're
a good man. That's different.
Now we understand.
I think that's Richard Johnson's angle on all this.
Maybe.
Well,
thanks, Ed.
Wait, he got married awful fast, didn't he?
Because I see Richard Johnson at some of these movie screenings and stuff, and Beth and I walk in. Beth will be decked out in a little dress and everything. Maybe he's like envious or something, or angry with me.
That could be.
Well, I could see him at one of these parties on like a Tuesday night that you can't make it to, going up to Beth with a martini. Like, you're a very beautiful woman. You shouldn't be alone on a Tuesday.
I don't know what the agenda is here.
Oh, man. The fucking
my balls.
city is fucking scoured with scoundrels.
And you know what the press is like. You know, they build you up just to tear you down. Now it was like you had this fairy tale relationship. Now they're trying to punch holes in it.
Yeah. I don't know. My mom, listen to this. My mom's telling me she went to a Chinese restaurant, okay? Right. And she got the fortune cookie at them. My father goes,
yes.
She's telling me this. She goes, I went to the Chinese restaurant, and I got this fortune. Well, I should back up the story, actually. I had a terrible weekend, a horrible weekend. Oh, right. I invited my parents out to my house.
That is horrible. No, I'm only teasing.
This was terrible.
For some people, that's all you need. That's the recipe.
And my parents are getting older and stuff, and I do really adore them. And the thing is, I invited them over. My youngest daughter was with me this weekend, and we were going to have just some nice family time. And my dad wanted turkey meatballs and pasta, and we had it all made. And
that sounds good.
It was a lot of fun. So they walk in. I'm bringing their bags in, and my mom missed 2 steps.
Oh, my God.
Went flying down onto the floor. Now, I was bringing the bags in, and I turn around, and I see my mom laying on the floor, crumpled over, flat on her face, moaning.
Oh, my goodness.
And I picked her up in my arms. I started to cry like a baby. I thought she was dead. Robin, I thought my mom was dead. And I'm just picking up. I go, oh, Mom, what happened? What happened? I was like, I don't even like thinking about it. I've had nightmares ever since. And I'm holding her, and she's all upset.
Was she all right?
Well, she goes, I think I broke something. So at least she was talking, and then I'm holding her. And when I'm holding my arm, she felt so frail, you know? Like, I always remember my mom as being like this sturdy woman. And I realized, wow, my mom's old, you know? And it just sucked like I can't even tell you. So I'm holding her, and I was like, oh, Ma, what happened? What happened? And I was just so upset. She goes, no, I think I broke something. But she was talking about her glasses. She thought she broke her glasses. She fell. Now she fell off. Like, you know when you think there's no step and you just walk?
Right, you step like it's not there and you lose your balance.
And there's a marble floor. So she fell down, and I said, okay, if at least she's talking, she's not dead. I thought she was dead at first. Honest to God, I thought she was dead. So then I'm holding her, and my daughter's all upset, and everyone's just upset. And then my mom she was able to get up after about 10 minutes. And I took her over to the hospital. They x-rayed her. They were great. They were great at the hospital. They x-rayed her. There was no fracture, no break. It was a miracle. I'm telling you, I don't even understand how, she only got 3 stitches in her leg.
Oh, she was bleeding. She had hurt herself.
Yeah. And it was a miracle. She's really banged up and bruised. Like, she can't use her right arm and stuff. But the doctor said, like, for the first day, it'll be really sore. And then as days goes on, she'll be a lot better. But I was just distraught, and then they went right home because they would have been more comfortable.
So that was
it was
the end of the weekend.
But my mother says to me, I should have known. I went to the Chinese restaurant, and my father starts getting upset. He goes, I told you never to read a fortune. I would never, ever pick up a cookie. My father's so, I don't know, he controls everything in his world. I never look at these cookies.
You don't want that cookie.
My mother goes, I went to the Chinese restaurant, and I opened up my fortune, and it said, things are not going to go your way.
Oh.
Now, first I got mad. I said, you know something, Ma? I would fucking sue that Chinese restaurant's fortune cookie company. I said, I read an article on fortune cookies.
Yeah.
And fortune cookies there's only 3 factories, I think, on the planet that make fortune cookies. That make the fortune, the piece of paper with
I would have
the
thought there's only one of them.
How could there be 4?
I think there's 3, but it might even be 1 now. This was years ago I read about them. And every fortune is supposed to be positive. Right, you're not supposed to get a negative fortune.
I never heard of that.
Little kids get these fortunes.
Well, did you actually see what was written?
I didn't see it, but she made my father read it, and she read it, and he got angry. He was like, I have never, he says, do you know years ago you would go out and you would, for a penny, you could weigh yourself and it would give you a fortune, your weight and a fortune.
Right.
I never would read the fortune. I would get my weight. And I was like,
he would spend the penny just for his weight.
I was thinking to myself, my dad has rules about everything in life.
He's already considered everything.
About fortunes now. And my mother goes, well, I like to read the fortune. I go, Ma, it's okay to read the fortune. It's supposed to be idiot-proof. It's supposed to be fail-safe. It's supposed to be a positive message in the fortune. There's never a negative fortune in the fortune.
I never heard of them.
What? That's also like, voodoo only works if you believe in it. You can't let a little piece of paper rule your life.
As soon as my mom got up, she goes, I knew it. The fortune said...
Oh. So she was supposed to stay in bed or something?
Things are not going to go your way. I would never read a fortune, ever. So I never have read a fortune.
But is your father saying the fortune forced her to fall, or she would have fallen regardless of the fortune?
What he's saying is the fortune upset her, and he doesn't do anything that will upset him or her.
But she's now saying that
she's making a joke. But meanwhile, you could see it bothered her, the fortune. The fortune really bothered her.
But you can live into, what you believe.
You bet.
That's terrible.
Anyway, I tell you.
It's terrible that she fell and had to go right home.
And when I saw my mom laying on the floor and I'm holding her in my arms, I said, oh, man, I love this woman. I do not, I think about, your situation with your father. I mean, I was just like.
It's hard to look at that, especially someone who was a caretaker to you for so long.
And so strong and that you looked up to.
To see my mother suffering for 2 seconds was killing me inside. And I'm thinking about Artie, to have his father laying in bed for years. Bro, you got to go to a therapist because I'm telling you, man, I'm so fucked up over this. I couldn't sleep. I had nightmares all night of my father being on the ground, my mother being on the ground, and my dog even being on the ground.
How old were you, Artie, when that happened?
I was 18 when he fell.
Wow.
Let me tell you.
And then he died when I was 22.
You got to go because I'm telling you, I can't, this was nothing
you
compared to what...
still have trouble getting over this.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I was wrecked. I held her in my arms and I was weeping like a baby. I was like, oh, Ma, oh, man. You know, I couldn't believe it. My mom laying there like that, uncomfortable, and an old woman. This is the woman, you know, that I depended on for everything, and she came through.
If you think about it, there's never been a generation that's been more in touch with their feelings in a way, you know? So it's going to be harder for this generation to deal with those kind of losses.
I've seen people go through this, and it's devastating to them.
Right.
Yeah, in fact, Beth said to me, I think
people don't hold that shit in anymore. You know?
No,
Beth
I
said
mean,
to
they
me,
get crazy.
I think you're going to have a harder time with your parents getting older than you thought.
Right. It's hard. It's very difficult.
They go on medication because, they just can't handle it.
And then when I took my mom to the hospital, like, it was like she's sitting there and she's not hearing so good, and I'm yelling out the answers. And then, there's some woman next to us in the next bed screaming, I need morphine, I need more. She goes, I've been in a terrible car accident. I go, Mom, you hear this woman? She goes, what woman? She don't even hear it.
Oh, right.
So I'm like,
good, she's better off.
Yeah, right. She's screaming and yelling.
Maybe that's a good thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a
and the way
thing.
some people speak at the hospital, they treat the help there like dogs. I mean, I don't know how. I'm surprised somebody doesn't slip them more. Like the angel of death doesn't come in and just put them to sleep.
There haven't been enough angels of death.
Yeah, like she's like, I want a cigarette. I have a terrible nicotine addiction. I mean, I was just saying, shut
sounds like
up.
a gem of a person.
Oh my God! I'm laying in the hospital with my mother. I'm worried out of my mind. This woman next, you could tell she just wanted the morphine.
And cigarettes.
Or something. And she goes, well, if you won't let me have my morphine, I need to walk out and get a cigarette. And they're like, go. Just go. And I'm listening to this, and I'm trying to pay attention to my mother, but it was like weird just seeing her, And then when they admit her, she's on different medications, like an old woman. My mom was
Your
never.
Your mom takes a lot of medication?
Yeah, she has high blood pressure. Yeah. She has this, she has that. It's just, and then she tells me she has this, and that. I'm like, it's like, what the fuck, man? And getting older just sucks.
It's life. It
just sucks dick. I don't know, man. I just was bummed out. And then they had to go home, and it was just a shitty weekend.
That's terrible.
Yeah, it was really upsetting.
I admire some celebrities who won't let the public see them when they're old. You know what I mean? Like you don't want to. You want to remember them as they were, that image, or at least the people around them do that.
Yeah, Clint Eastwood, take a hint.
Yeah, in a way. I mean,
have disappeared recently. That it's like, where is this person or that person? I haven't seen them in a long time, and it's a good thing.
Every time I see Clint Eastwood, I always say to Beth, that was the best looking guy on the planet. What was there for me?
And he was strong and sturdy.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Oh, my, what a mess.
The dude was a god.
Well, he's not going to go away now.
Now the Inquirer has
great director.
Now the Inquirer has his varicose veins when he's in a bathing suit.
And really, it's a horrible set of varicose veins.
Yeah, and his man titties and everything else. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, they got no fucking class, some of these tabloids. Leave Clint Eastwood alone.
It's weird when you said that, though, when you said looking at your mother that first time when she was, hurting like that initial shock of, it reminded me of, it never got worse with my father than the initial shock of seeing him right after the accident. Because, you're talking about a guy I played catch with, used to hurt my hand from throwing the ball to me so hard.
Yeah, that's a complete change.
To try to do pull-ups on his biceps as a kid, And the first time I saw him, they put that fucking halo in his head, and he's like, they're trying to balance his spine like this in a hospital, and he wasn't in the proper hospital, and it's just that initial of shock of, my God, this is one of my parents, in that kind of atmosphere and in that way. It's really like it's something.
I used to work in an
you gotta go talk about
open heart surgery unit for a while, and I used to have to, people would faint because their loved one walked in.
Right.
And if you see somebody coming out of open heart surgery, they look like they're dead.
Yeah.
And these people would walk in and they would faint looking at their loved one lying in the bed in that condition. So I can imagine what it was like for an 18-year-old guy.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I didn't handle this well at all. I mean, I was just really upset. My mother was like, it's nice to feel so loved and you care about me. I go, yeah, you're my mother.
Look what I had to do to see.
Yeah, I mean, she was almost worth it for her. See that I gave her shit.
Yeah, because you realize she's a person that if you were hurting at any point in your life, there's nothing she wouldn't do to help you feel better, too. You know, you're dealing with that kind of unconditional love.
So anyway, changing topics, if I may.
Well, I'm sorry that happened.
Yes,
that's horrible.
Thank you.
But she's all right, right?
She's going to be fine. But I don't know. It just makes me worry more, if you know what I mean. Then I wanted to buy them a TV. I've been trying to buy them a TV for the house. You know, they got this fucking TV. I bought them 100 years ago, so I want to get them one of these nice flat screens.
Well, I was going to say, what are you upgrading to, like an HD set or something?
So a friend of I wanted to get them in some TiVo, you know.
Yeah.
So I had a friend who was going to go over with me and measure and all this, and my mother goes, I just got a call from Laura, your assistant, and she wants to come measure, and we don't want that right now. I go, Ma, it'll be nice. What do you mean you don't want it? Well, now that I'm hurt, I just don't want to have to deal with anything new. And I go, Ma, let me measure. By the time the TV comes, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
So they won't even get that. Like, they just, you know, you can't do anything for them.
Don't change things too rapidly, yeah.
And then I got them a DVD player a couple of months ago. They love it.
Right, but they don't know they're going to love it.
Right.
They just like what they know.
My father gets upset. I don't want that TV. Meanwhile, the high def is so much clearer.
It's wonderful.
But they just fight it.
And they love to watch movies. It'll be great for them.
They sit home all day.
A DVD on that screen would be great.
Your father doesn't want it. Yes, King of All Blacks.
Yeah, Howard, man, that story is I know people might not understand it, but it's very touching, and I know what you mean. It's almost like a preview of what's going to happen. What are you going to do when they die, man? That's
right. Yeah, it was flashes of that, and it just was horrible, and I felt horrible. I kept playing it back, like, what if I had just not brought in the bags and walked my mom into the house?
I know.
But I was trying to get the bags. I was doing too much. I should have kept my eye on her. And oh man, it's just so bad.
I went up to my parents' house yesterday, and my mother, you know, after I lost my brother. I don't want to bring the show up, but my brother died last year, and my mother had a stroke. And I mean,
hey, King, no offense, but nobody cares about you and your mom.
Right.
You know, it's just about me.
Because I have a book out, I have an EP out, I'm talking to Howard Stern about it, and I'm really excited. I've heard a lot of things that Howard has said about me, and I'm grateful. So I'm excited to meet him and be able to talk to him, and I think it's going to be awesome. I'm going to have a lot of fun.
So what do you think Howard's going to want to talk about today? He's given you a lot of props in the past.
Yeah, it's great. I'm incredibly grateful. So I don't know. I'm a little nervous because he is Howard Stern. He is unpredictable, but it's going to be fun.
Sanjaya, if you remember Sanjaya, he was on American Idol. At the time, we got behind him to vote for Sanjaya.
Yeah, I think it was 2 seasons ago.
2 seasons ago. Has it been 2 seasons already?
It's 2 seasons since Sanjaya.
I always judge the passage of time. Oh, there's Sanjaya. How you doing, Sanjaya? Good to see you. Sanjaya was a contestant on American Idol. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
We worked hard to get you to be the American Idol, and we almost got you in.
You did plenty. You did more than your share.
Oh, he didn't win?
No.
He didn't win.
No. I thought he won.
I think the fix was in at a certain point.
Were you like was he second?
No.
You were about 4th.
7th.
You were 7th.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Got you almost all the way through.
That's right.
How old are you now?
How many finalists
I'm
are
19.
there?
You're 19?
There's 10 that go on tour.
Well, but what is the entire number of finalists for the TV series? Isn't it 25?
Yeah, 24.
24, okay.
You know, here's the thing. When you were on American Idol, everyone was goofing on you that you couldn't sing. And the idea was, hey, let's put Sanjaya through. But you passed the audition.
Yeah.
And I forget, what did you sing at your audition?
Signed, Sealed, Delivered.
Signed, Sealed, Delivered. They liked you. Mm-hmm. So it means you had an ability to sing.
Well, yeah.
And then somewhere along the line, everyone turned on you, right?
Yeah.
The judges turned on you. They turned you into a bit of a joke.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit. You seemed like you took it, but you had to be in great pain over this when Simon and all of them were like almost laughing in your face.
Basically, Simon was saying you didn't belong there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's to a certain extent it was a little painful because I'm an artist. I'm trying to go out there and do my craft and then get like beat down for it. But on the other side, it's like these people are there. Simon, in particular, is there to be rough on you, to be just like you're here to be outrageous. It's
but you have a good attitude about it. I don't know that I would have. I went and punched him.
A lot of times, especially with the young guys or girls, you think, is it really okay to be beating up on somebody who's 17, 18, 16, being that hard on them in their formative years?
Well, isn't it true on American Idol, and you say this in your new book, that they give you a counselor after you're voted off American Idol, almost like when a guy gets out of war and they need when you get voted off of American Idol, it's a great deflation to your ego. In other words, here you've been in this America's most popular show. They're afraid some kids might hurt themselves, right?
Yeah, well, there's people that have hurt themselves just not getting through the first audition.
That's true. They take it that hard.
Yeah.
Did you go through a period of time like, oh my God, what am I going to do now?
No, because at that point I was on tour, I had gotten to the top 7, so I was like,
something
totally
was going
content.
to happen
I was
in your life anyway.
Jennifer Hudson was number 7, so obviously that didn't affect her.
What happened when you went on tour? You choose a couple of songs, you go out there, you sing a few songs every night, and they pay you well or no?
Well, they pay you for each show, and we do...
when you say you get paid for each show, what kind of money do you get for each show?
Well, I have kind of a warped sense of because my first job was American Idol. Like my first paying job was like the tour.
Where did you work before that? How did you make money before that?
I was in school.
Yeah, as a kid.
You were high school, right?
I was a sophomore in high school. So.
Go ahead. Yeah, so you never had a job. So what kind of money did they pay you?
It was pretty. I was able to right afterwards go to New Zealand and move to LA and get my sister a Prius, and so I was really comfortable. And then I realized after a while that you have to get more money in order to maintain it.
Yeah.
So,
did you spend all of your American Idol money? Do you think you were a little unwise that way?
Most definitely.
Because you shouldn't go out and buy your sister a car. You should probably just bank some of the money in case there are lean times, right?
Well, yeah, I banked some of it, but I was definitely literally my first paycheck before that was working for family, $2,000, and that was wow.
Right.
And then so I go on the tour and I'm making legitimate money, and
Do you have no one in your life who would sit you down and say, "Hey, son, listen, don't spend all this money. Be smart about it. It's not going to last forever."
So you're saying a parent would have done that because you said son.
Right.
Yeah, I had people telling me that, but you
didn't listen.
I didn't listen.
You got the money. You were old enough that they handed you the money.
Well, yeah, I was at the end of the tour. I turned a week before the end of the tour. I turned 18. So,
but it hasn't been easy for you. Your mom went to jail, right? I was reading. Now, is that in your book that your mom went to jail?
I might have briefly mentioned it, but
she went to jail for putting you on American Idol.
Yeah. Can you believe this?
Actually, I fought her to go on American Idol.
Yeah.
She didn't. She wanted me to wait a year.
Did you? Why'd your mom go to jail? What was she doing?
It was overblown marijuana operation that she had for medical uses. She was growing for medical uses.
All right.
Where did she live?
In Seattle.
So she didn't have a marijuana operation. She had an operation that caused her to use marijuana.
No. He's saying she grew marijuana for medical purposes.
Oh.
Yeah.
But in Seattle, is that legal? It's not legal.
Well, there's certain, it's a gray area for medical uses. So it's.
So what are you, an Indian guy or what?
My dad's from India.
And where's your mom from?
My mom's dad's family is from Italy, and then her mom is English-Irish.
So she's like a white type of broad, and then your dad was an Indian, so you guys came up with kind of a mixture over there. Now, I got to say, how's that sister of yours? I found her quite attractive.
Thank you. She's doing good. She's actually, she wanted to call in, but I don't know if she's...
Why should she hog your airtime? You know what I mean?
Yeah, she's listening in her Prius.
Yeah. I hope she sold that a Prius and gave you back the money.
Well, I'm living in New York, so I'm not driving, but when I go back to Seattle, I get to drive it because it's technically my car.
She's quite attractive. She have a boyfriend?
Yes, she does.
She does.
Yeah.
And what's she doing with herself?
She's in Seattle right now, but she's writing music. She's working.
Is she sexually active?
I'm sure. I don't.
How old is she?
Do you think she's gotten it?
Huh?
You think she's gotten it?
Gotten what? Sex?
Yeah, the ween.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
How old is she?
She's 21.
She living with this guy?
Yeah.
You kidding me?
Yeah.
And they're celibate, Howard.
Yeah, they're saving themselves for marriage.
So he's doing her. You think that's our first?
No.
She's been around the block, that chick, huh?
Not around the block, but she's had previous relationships.
Now, you mentioned in your book, now I got to be honest with you, I thought you were gay.
Okay, a lot of people have.
I think you're a gay American, and I still think it. Because,
really?
Well, you're very effeminate. You know what I mean? You're a good-looking guy.
Thank you.
And you have a very slight build. And I say to myself,
you're going to make him gay, and he's not.
Well, no, I assumed you were gay. You claim in the book you're straight.
Let me say something, Howard, because I, like you and many others, thought that too, watching him on the show. But when he walked in here, I did not get a gay vibe.
Yeah, I'm not getting a gay vibe. But then again, I'm the last one to know. I have no gaydar whatsoever. I'm so masculine in the traditional sense.
You didn't know I was on heroin.
I didn't know he was on heroin, and he's been on it for
he's
years.
Sitting right next to you.
Would you do me a favor to prove that you're straight? Will you fuck Robin right now?
Oh, stop it.
Would you mind?
It's not necessary.
Sanjaya, would you mind? Would you mind giving her sex right now? She needs it badly. She had a trauma-filled weekend with Matt.
I'm sorry.
You can't do it?
Huh? I could do it. Unfortunately, I have a girlfriend. So
it's
come
okay.
on.
Get in trouble.
Robin, take off your clothes and let's start it in right now.
He could give me a massage.
Just don't get in a relationship with her. It costs $800 for a bottle of wine.
You're not kidding. She's expensive.
Oh.
No, so when did you bang your first broad?
When I was 16.
16? Mm-hmm. See this? You see, I jumped to conclusions about
So
you.
you're watching him on the show thinking he's never had a girl. And he did.
16, you banged your first chick. You're a good-looking dude. I bet you can get chicks easily, huh?
I could, but like I said, I've been in a relationship for a year now. So
look at you banging chicks. The hell do I know? You really never kissed the guy? Never took it in the ass? Nothing. I bet you guys proposition you.
Oh yeah, all the time.
All the time. I can see that. Fred wants to talk to you about maybe sleeping with you. I don't know. He loves it. He goes both ways.
Nice.
But no kidding.
Color me disappointed.
Yeah. Good for you. Yeah, I don't get a gay vibe looking at you now.
Well, good. I mean,
nothing wrong with being gay.
No, gay people are awesome.
Gay at all.
Yeah, right. I got no problem with it. I'm just saying that's what I figured for sure. So what, like, don't you think people who go down and audition for American Idol are a little bit wacky in the sense that, I mean, it is a wacky thing, right? To do this. What did you do? You woke up one morning and said, "I'm going to go down to American Idol." Or did you plot this thing out?
I had friends that were plotting it out, and like we didn't know it was coming to Seattle, so I had a group of friends that was gonna drive down to California, and they're like, "Oh, Sanjaya, come with us. We'll go and audition." I'm like, I don't want to do that. Like,
and your sister was in on this too.
Well, she didn't.
Around, did they not think they could actually sing? They were just like, "Hey, we'll make the show. We'll be goofy or something."
It was my choir, so like my school choir. So they're like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna go. We're gonna get on. We'll all get on together."
You were in the choir in school?
Oh yeah.
And you're not gay?
Nope. Choir chicks are hot.
No, I know.
On the last show, so when we were doing this whole thing, when you were on American Idol, and we were like, "Hey, vote for Sanjaya," you had said, you kind of said, "Look, I don't know Howard Stern. I don't know anything about him. And I don't care about that, and that's not the way I'm going to win American Idol." But do you now think that maybe we did help contribute to your long
longevity?
run?
I know for a fact that a majority of the people that come up to me on the streets are people that say, "Oh, I'm a huge fan of Howard Stern. I'm a fan of you." Blah, blah. And so
I voted for you many times.
We were behind you, and I never have voted in American Idol. I used to vote every week.
That's right.
I never voted for you.
Now, you were treated disrespectfully, and then let me get your feelings on this. You, on the last show, you did a duet with Steve Perry of Aerosmith, who is a great, great guy.
Yeah.
That's Joe Perry. Joe Perry, sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah.
I get Steve Perry is not a great guy. He's from Journey. I'm talking about Joe Perry. But you originally requested to do your duet with Ozzy Osbourne, and he refused to do it with you. Is that true?
Well, it was kind of like they were trying to set up a duet with Ozzy Osbourne. I don't know the logistics of it all.
But he said, "No, I don't want to be with Sanjaya."
But wait a minute, I don't understand what happened. So you decide who you want, or do you know that there's a list of people who are going to be on the show?
I didn't know that I was going to sing with Joe Perry until the rehearsal. And I went out on stage, and like first I saw him rehearsing with other people, and then I went out on stage and realized
he's with you.
Oh wow! And so
Big deal,
and then but after the show, I did like the press tour or whatever. I did Jay Leno, and Ozzy Osbourne was on it with me. So I mean,
it was no big deal.
Yeah.
So when you go on American Idol and all this fame hits, and
everybody in the country practically knows your name.
Yeah, I mean, was it a good experience or was it a bad experience because you started to become, hey, vote for the worst, vote for Sanjaya, this and that? Does it become like a goof and you feel like, hey, everyone's goofing on me?
No, I mean, it's definitely mixed feelings while it's happening, but overall, it's obviously a good thing. I've been working in myself to be a musician my entire life. I hadn't actually worked as a musician, but I've been like.
You making money now still?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Give me what's going on. You got a book out.
Yeah.
Sanjaya, by the way, has a brand new book, Dancing to the Music in My Head, Memoirs of the People's Idols, in stores today. And you have a record album out.
I have an EP.
EP? What the hell is
now,
that?
What does that mean?
5 songs.
5 songs.
Yeah.
And where do I get that?
Amazon.com.
Oh, so you're selling it on there. Yep. And what is it? Dance music? What kind of music is it?
You can dance to it. It definitely has like really good beats. It's world influence, very much so. So a lot of the beats are like tablas or djembes or something like that. And then
are we going to listen to a little?
Did you write the music? Yeah. Did you write the music?
I wrote some of it. I had co-writers as well. My sister helped me write. A couple family members helped me write. So it's really been.
How far would you go to be famous? Would you appear nude in a magazine?
I've been asked this question, and it's a dangerous answer because it totally depends on. I would if it was a really classy magazine. I wouldn't do like Playgirl.
You would show your penis and balls?
Depending on
Let's
how
say it was a classy magazine like Time Magazine.
Time Magazine isn't doing
They
that.
don't do nude,
No.
Robin?
National Geographic.
No, I'm saying, let's say it was an artistic endeavor.
Yeah.
You would show your penis and balls in a magazine?
In the future, done right, yes. I'm not very modest.
You're open to that.
I have a feeling you are very large in the pants if you would do that. Am I correct? You got a big hose? Be honest.
I haven't really seen anything else to compare it to. So.
Bullshit. You've seen guys in high school and stuff.
I did PE 1 year, and I didn't have to change in front of anyone.
You've never seen a guy naked?
Not accidentally at a party, but I wasn't paying attention.
How big was his penis? Was it bigger than yours?
His nickname was Frankie Footlong, and it wasn't an exaggeration. So
he was very big.
Yeah, so it's.
What are you hanging with him for?
Do you? So in other words, if you're willing to take your clothes off in a magazine, you would have to be large. No man who is small would be in a magazine if he wasn't. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right. Have you ever measured your penis or balls?
What kind of an?
Well, this is an interesting interview.
Well, I don't know. I know a lot of guys that have. It's not.
You never measured yours?
In the past, I have.
You have?
Not recently.
Were you more than 6 inches or below 6 inches?
I haven't measured myself in quite a long time.
All right. When you did measure yourself,
how old?
I'll tell you my measurement. I'll be honest with you. I'll tell you my measurement if you tell me yours.
His 13-year-old measurement.
I bet you beat me at 13.
At 13, I was under 6 inches.
Fully erect?
Yes.
Okay. Well, fully erect. Now, I was an adult man. I was 6 inches. Exactly. Right, Robin? Wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that. I think you approached 6.
I was 45 when I was measured.
When did your cock stop growing?
My cock stopped growing when I was very young.
I was going to say, like, when is that?
I'm only 6 inches.
Because I'm hoping it's 50 or something.
And I'm 6'5". I should be 8 inches because it would look much better.
Hey, that would be proportional.
It doesn't look that good when I'm nude, I'll be honest.
You're not going to be posing in a magazine?
Oh, no.
Is that what you're saying?
No way. Not with my big belly and widespread ass, and there's no way. You know what I'm saying? So you say, so then when you went out on this tour, American Idol tour, a lot of girls hit on you and stuff?
Yeah, yeah.
And you didn't take advantage of it?
No, because
you didn't do the groupie thing.
I have time for group. I mean, it's not. I don't know. I wasn't really.
See, that makes me suspicious that you could be a little bit gay.
No, because I don't. I don't know. I don't have to just get all the chicks that
You ever bang an older broad? I'm talking about like a 30-year-old.
No.
Nothing.
No, the oldest I've done is 19 when I was 18.
19.
You ever fuck like a great grandma, like 55 or something?
Yeah.
What is that life like? Are you guys all living in one place, closed away from the world, unaware of what's going on around you?
Yeah, pretty much. We're pretty much just like in a bubble. And like every once in a while you can go on blogs and stuff and see. I didn't because it wasn't like just psychs you out. But
which one of those assholes wasn't nice to you on the tour who wouldn't talk to you and stuff?
Yeah, was that going on?
Yeah, there was somebody. I know you mentioned this in your book. One of them. I forget which. Who else was on your season? But you said when you were out doing the tour, so to speak, that here. Wait, I'll try and find it in my notes. Do you know who I'm talking about?
I don't know. I mean, it was really like it was very much like high school in that like
there were cliques.
There was cliques kind of, but then they'd switch.
Who was
around
in your clique? Were there some people who were nice to you?
Well, there was. I mean, me and Jordan were both underage, and then the next oldest one was 23. So
here, this is what you say.
What did I say?
Blake Lewis called Sanjaya. Blake Lewis was the beatbox guy, human beatbox guy, a disrespectful little kid who was disrespectful of people's boundaries and didn't have a father figure in his life.
Shithead.
Well, Lewis went on to say, why is this little kid that's just annoying on the show? I don't think he should have been on the show at all. It's just bad for television, terrible, terrible television. Did he say that about you?
He said that on a radio interview, yeah.
Yeah, now, in a radio interview.
Yeah.
Now, how do you deal with a guy like that after he says something to you? Do you walk up to him and confront him?
No, because it's not, I mean, on tour we were pleasant, like, it wasn't any kind of like.
But he dissed you. Why do you take that?
He dissed me, but it's not. I mean, it's his own deal. I'm not like I respect him. He's an incredible beatboxer and he's a great performer. So it's not like he's got his like.
No one's questioning his beatbox ability.
You're very evolved, or wimpy. I'm not sure which here, but you're very evolved to say, "Hey, that's his opinion, and I don't care."
I could beat up everyone who had a bad opinion about me, but it's not. I mean, there's more important things to fight about.
You, all right. Well, he's more involved than I am. I would have gone up to this character and I would have said, "Hey, listen, I'm gonna kick your ass."
Fat beatbox lip.
Yeah, and then he would have beaten me up. Let's go to Gay Ramon, who wants to say hi to Sanjaya. Sanjaya, I will play some of your music. I have one of your songs here. The book is called Dancing to the Music in My Head, Memoirs of the People's Idol. It's in stores today. And you had some help writing this, I assume? You have a guy who works with you? Sanjaya's album, Dancing to the Music in My Head, is available at Amazon.com. Gay Ramon, go ahead.
Hey, Sanjaya, how old are you right now?
I'm 19.
19. Hey, listen, I got a question for you. Have you ever had your sweet pink butthole eaten out?
Oh,
nope.
God.
Nice.
No, can I be the first? Oh, my God, you'll love it, puppy.
Well, Gay Ramon, I know Sanjaya. You must get a lot of this, huh, Sanjaya, from gay guys. You know who's into Sanjaya and even went to his concert? Was High Pitch Mike, who just came out of the closet.
Yeah.
The guy said he wasn't gay.
He said he wasn't gay, but we all knew differently. Well, Artie did. Sorry, Gay Ramon. He says he's not swinging that way.
But he is gay, by the way.
He is? How do you know?
How do you know?
He is. I can tell how I'm gay. My gaydar goes far, far away, and I can tell he's gay.
All right.
Sanjaya, what about that? Any truth to the fact that perhaps...
Have you thought about a guy at all?
That maybe you're closeted right now.
Yeah.
It's too hard to come out. That maybe in the future you might be coming out.
I mean...
Is it a family issue thing? Your family
No,
wouldn't
my
accept
family
it?
would be fine with it. I'm just not. Penises are weird. Like I'm not.
Sounds like the right answer to me.
Yeah, no, don't let your. I'm sure your parents have done things they're ashamed of. Don't worry about it.
No, I'm not at all. I mean, my family's totally supportive. If I came out, they'd be fine. I'm just not. Like,
Did you bring your mom with you on tour?
I brought my sister. My mom was on the show with me.
Okay, your sister came out with you. Is she jealous of you?
I don't think so. I mean,
Didn't
I'm
you
sure
both
there's.
try out for the show?
Yeah, we did. I'm sure there's some kind of like, I don't know. She's older. I think that she didn't get enough like showtime. I think not enough.
I wanted her to get more showtime. Yeah. I should have had a movement to vote for her. I like her very, very much. So let's take a couple of more calls. Irish John, you're on the air. Go ahead. You're on with Sanjaya. He was a finalist. He got to number 7 in American Idol 2 seasons ago. Go ahead, Irish John. Oh, that's not Irish John. Oh, it's Eric the Midget.
You picked up the wrong line.
All right, well, Eric the Midget, go ahead. Eric the Midget.
Are you aware of Eric the Midget?
I've not enough to know.
He's one of the biggest Idol fans there is.
He even does his own Idol radio show, which is probably the worst radio show in the history of radio.
A little shithead lives in California.
Right. Eric, go ahead. Your question for Sanjaya.
Yeah, and Artie, you're the world's biggest shithead. Shut up.
You're on with Sanjaya, your dream.
Go ahead, Eric.
Although, Eric, I got to be honest, you used to trash Sanjaya on your show.
Yeah, he hated our movement.
Right. You were against the movement.
Right, but I didn't have the show back then.
I see.
The show I started during last season.
What does that got to do with anything? Who
cares?
Well, because Howard just said I trashed Sanjaya on my show, which this show didn't exist.
Oh, you trashed him on this show.
Oh, this show, yes.
Yeah, where people could hear it.
Right.
I guarantee this week there will not be any technical problems on our JFSC.
This is about Sanjaya, not you.
Did you have a question for Sanjaya?
There is Eric right there, Sanjaya. You can see him up on the screen. Yes. Go ahead. Do you have a question?
Not really.
Oh, all right. Think about it.
Bye.
This is Sanjaya's time to...
Gives a fuck.
So, when your mom goes to jail, where is your dad?
Well, they were divorced. I was actually living with my aunt.
And then you drop out of high school?
I got my GED to do American Idol because my choice was either be enrolled into high school and get 2 or 3 hours every day, or get my GED and just do this. So I figured do the music thing.
Well, that's not so easy when your mom goes to jail like that, and you're living on your own almost, huh?
I didn't know that it happened until after it was over because, like I said, I was living with my aunt. So.
All right. Let's go to Jeff the Drunk. Jeff the Drunk wants to say hi to Sanjaya. Yes, Jeff the Drunk for Sanjaya.
Hello, Sanjaya.
Hi.
I voted 5,000 times for you.
5,000.
He did, actually.
5,000.
Yeah, he was drunk and he did what he had to do.
And I listened to my boss.
Right.
Later.
All right, thank you. And we'll take one more call for Sanjaya. Let's go to Rick. Rick, you're on the air.
Hey, Sanjaya. I think girls of Indian descent are really beautiful, but I can't stand tons of pubic hair down there. So I just wanted to know, culturally, are girls allowed to shave down there? Indian girls allowed to shave down there?
He's only half Indian.
Do
Indian girls shave down there? Why wouldn't they be able? What do you mean, a religious thing?
Yeah, is that a culturally religious thing?
I don't think that they have anything against shaving down there that I know of.
All right, let's go to... That's the silliest question
These
I've
are
ever
the
heard.
craziest questions.
All right, let's go to Mark. Mark, go ahead.
Hey, now.
Hey, now. You've never seen your sister naked, I hope, have you?
No.
You never have?
Like when we were like tiny in the bath, but not
That's it?
anything,
Too bad. I'd like to ask you some questions about that, but since you don't have any expertise in that area, I'll...
My bad.
Yeah.
Ask all you want about Frankie Footlong.
All right, go ahead, Mark.
Peace and love, peace and love.
Peace and love.
There's no way Sanjaya is straight. There's no way at all.
Why do you say that?
Artie's got to throw something at him to get him out of the closet.
No, yeah, well, I only do that to staff members.
Sanjaya, what's your gay problem?
What, Artie, you getting any gaydar going off? I mean, you're the expert on this.
I'm the expert?
Yeah.
No, I listen.
You knew High Pitch Mike.
Yeah, but I knew High Pitch Mike went to the Madonna concert.
I can't believe High Pitch Mike isn't even here today.
Yeah, where is he?
He almost attacked Sanjay. He ran up to take a picture with him.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is very true.
And he's a big fan. Where are you, Mike? Get in here.
Right.
Mike's going to snip the couch when Sanjaya leaves.
Do you think American Idol's seen its best day, Sanjaya? Do you think it's over?
I don't know. It's hard to say because.
Do you watch the show?
I do now more than I did before. Like, I watched it every once in a while. Like, I voted for Kelly Clarkson once because I saw her once and was like, wow, she's actually really incredible. But I was never really, like, every day all in it. And now I pay attention because I think it's important to see it, and it's fun to kind of watch it from a different perspective. But
you performed at a... all right. Did you perform at a bar mitzvah?
Bat mitzvah, yeah.
Bat mitzvah. Yeah. Now, how much dough can you get doing that? Can you make a lot of money being a bat mitzvah?
It depends on the father, really.
Right.
Depends on.
So what do? You show up, you do a couple of tunes, and you shake the kid's hands?
Yeah.
And you get a couple of bucks?
Yeah.
Nice.
It was beautiful. It was at a castle. It was,
well, a little princess.
A very good little Jewish girl.
Right.
It was a white castle.
All right, let me hear what you're up to musically here. What is this song I'm going to listen to? Let's see here. We have, where do we have the clip, guys? Oh, here we go. Sanjaya. This is called, I don't know the name of this song. A Quintessential Lullaby. Is that it? Okay. Here we go. Let me hear a little bit.
Yeah, I'm doing well. A label.
Where's that character Clive Davis? Is he working with you or what?
No, I haven't worked with him.
Didn't believe in you, huh?
Well, he's busy.
He's busy with everyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got a record company or what?
I'm doing it independently. I have an independent label.
Yeah, you got to get a record company. Send it off to a record company. What are you doing?
I'm.
Get your shit together.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm just busting your balls. Listen, good for you.
Thank you.
You're doing your best. You're out there. You got the book.
Yeah.
They give you an advance on that?
Yeah.
All right, excellent.
What'd they give you?
A comfortable advance.
Did you get 6 figures?
Huh?
Did you get at least $100,000?
I think so, yeah.
Really? Oh, look at you. That's not bad. That's pretty damn good for a first-time book.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Why do you not know for sure?
You're like, okay, sure.
It came in installments. And yeah.
They added up.
Yeah.
All right, Sanjay.
They're keeping me a little bit of distance from me and my money, so I don't do what I did with last time.
Yeah, good.
So somebody's taking care of it for you.
Oh, yeah, be careful.
Who's taking care of your money? Bernie Madoff? Just be careful. All right, listen, save your money. Get out there, do your thing, be an artist, but be sensible
Any
about
acting
money.
aspirations?
Absolutely.
All right, all right.
What are you going to be in a movie with Jack Nicholson? What's next for Sanjaya?
I'm not sure. I'm just kind of riding the wave.
All right, if a guy wants to hire you to do a private personal appearance, it's you and him at his apartment.
Private personal appearance.
How much does it cost?
Is this a proposition?
No, not from me. Fred. Fred asked me to ask you that question. Fred, do you want me to ask that?
Like, what kind of a deal is this?
Wants you to appear at his house, bathing suits.
He wants to watch you fuck a chick.
All right, listen.
Chick.
Sanjaya's book, Dancing to the Music in My Head, Memoirs of the People's Idol. It's in stores today. He's here to tell us he's heterosexual, for those of you who are thinking he's gay.
Right, let's dismiss that.
He's got over a 6-inch hard-on since he's 13.
Oh, my goodness.
And it's probably grown since then. Am I correct?
Possibly.
Possibly. You think you're at least 8 inches? You think you've grown 2 inches since you're 13?
I don't know.
Possibly.
It's possible.
Wow.
I don't know.
That's pretty good, Robin. And also you're here to tell us you're banging a chick currently?
He has a girlfriend.
You have a girlfriend
of a year.
No one's seen her, but so it was a good decision, and we learned that it was a good decision to go on American Idol. A lot of opportunities. And Sanjaya's book is called Dancing to the Music in My Head, Memoirs of the People's Idol. It's in stores today, and don't forget, you can get his album Dancing to the Music in My Head available at Amazon.com.
Yep.
Well, it was nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you, finally.
Yeah, finally.
Time.
Yeah, we always wanted you on this show. And say hi to that sister of yours.
I most definitely will.
Believe me, tell her I thought she was very attractive. Was she a twin?
No, she's 2.5 years older.
She's 2.5 years older. Oh, that's interesting. Robin, make sure.
Awesome. What do you like about doing the show?
Just being able to be really real. Because, like, certain interviews you have to kind of be censored and be, like, yourself, but altered version is
It's good to be able to say what you want, right?
So.
Now, how was it answering some of those questions? Well, they're a little tough at times, right?
Yeah, but it was expected, so I had my guard up a little bit, but it went really well.
So you had a good time today?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
All right, Ben, how was it to finally meet Sanjaya?
It's great. He's a nice guy. He definitely has a charm to him that I think comes across on the air and in person.
You've gotten manhandled for this guy, right?
Yeah, yes, I have.
Screaming his name
Yes,
out
normally when I'm mentioning Sanjaya, people tackle me and knock me down and everything.
Sanjaya, how is that, man? This guy would scream on, CNN for you and all the news channels.
It's awesome. I mean, I'm flattered. I am honored to have someone that would do that.
I'm flattered and honored also.
You make a nice couple.
Can I put him right here? 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's
Cool, man. Hey, nice to meet you. It's great dropping the show. Can't wait to see the book.
By the way, a lot of people pointed out what an asshole Scott DePace was yesterday when he was arguing about the AIG controversy and the bailout and bonuses thing. He was saying that the AIG guys should get their bonuses. And he says, it's funny. Scott DePace used the argument. By the way, 100 people wrote this, and I missed it yesterday. Scott DePace, while discussing the AIG bailout bonuses, Scott goes, the executives should get their bonuses because it was written for in a legal contract. And then he said that the contractually and legally agreed to terms between the car companies and unions should be dissolved. He contradicts himself.
Right.
He says, like most Republicans, he's only for the executives.
Yeah, he doesn't
He's
like
not for the
unions.
working man.
So the union contract should be thrown out and disregarded.
But these contracts should be honored.
Yeah. And also about the dog advice, I received a email from Sam Simon, who works with animals, and said I was 100% correct that you should never hit your dog. He said, as one of the nation's largest providers of free certified assistance dogs for the deaf, I must comment on your theories of dog training. Howard, you are unequivocally 100% correct. Hitting your dog accomplishes nothing. And the methods you described are the ones my trainers use for dogs that achieve the most elite level of training. Furthermore, I wonder why someone like Scott DePace would even get a dog. It appears that DePace, like his right-wing politics, is cruel and without empathy or compassion. I've heard that even Hitler was nice to his dog. Sadly, the same cannot be said of Scott DePace.
Yes, DePace said on the wrap-up show he would continue doing whatever he described here yesterday, and then in about a month it would work.
Yeah, and even like Jason said to me, isn't that a sign of low intelligence that, you gave him some really good advice, he asked for advice, and then he just can't absorb it. He can't. The Sam Simon Foundation will be happy to rescue Scott DePace's dog and find it a loving forever home.
Oh.
Where they don't hit.
Yeah, where they don't hit. Hitting a dog, right, Fred? You've got dogs.
No, dude, you just don't do that. It's like, it just makes them crazy, and it doesn't change the behavior. It just makes them afraid of you.
Right. Scott, you were busted by the audience. What is your argument on this AIG thing? Forget the dog. You respect the contracts of the executives, but you don't respect union contracts.
They're not comparable.
Why?
But, well, in the case of the car companies, my argument is that the unions are largely at fault for causing the company to fail.
That's
the
not
AIG.
true.
Hold on, that's my argument. The AIG contracts have nothing to do with AIG failing.
Well, you could blame the executives for not getting the job done properly.
It does have these bonuses. Did you read the op-ed that I sent you?
Yes, I did.
And what did you think of that?
There are some executives who had nothing to do with the failing of AIG, and they were promised bonuses, and now they're not getting them, and they're upset about it.
So the guy's working for nothing.
I understand that. But for the most part, you understand, in the one breath you say you have to honor contracts at AIG, but you're saying you don't have to honor union contracts.
No,
you
I'm
can't
not
have it
saying
both
that.
ways.
I'm saying
That's
that
what
if
you
we're
said.
going to dump money into a company to make it work, you need to make sure that it's going to work from the start, or else you don't do it.
And secondly,
and in the case of the contracts, the union contracts, from what I hear, it costs $75 an hour for an American car company to make.
I've heard that figure is misleading.
And it's
by the way.
$45 for the foreign cars. You can't compete like that.
And secondly, Sam Simon says what you're doing is wrong. Every expert that
Tell Sam to go sit back on his mansion and just
every expert that is employed by the Sam Simon Foundation, and there's many, all are dog trainers, agree with me
Have you ever spoken to a dog trainer?
I could care less, Fred. I've had dogs my whole life.
Don't ask me again for advice. Don't ask me again for advice and then ignore it.
Well, just because I got your advice doesn't mean I have to take it as gospel.
You should be hitting your dog?
I don't. It's not like the dog yelps when I hit her.
Oh, come on.
It's a tap on the ass, and she knows she did wrong.
A tap on the ass isn't going to teach her anything.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
And then I throw her outside.
Not only that, she's not doesn't even understand why you're doing it.
She does.
No.
She goes on. All right, then why yell? What's the difference? Does a lion tamer not use a whip? What do you want him to just talk to the lion?
He's a fucking lion.
Well, what's the difference?
Lions eat people. Dogs are loyal pack animals.
What's the difference between a lion and a dog?
Does a horse use a whip?
I saw the most. If you are not a dog lover after this, there is a video going around on the internet. Kid Chris sent it to me. I should send it to you guys.
Yeah.
Picture this: a dog is it's like a homeless dog or so, or a dog that's lost, walking on a busy highway, four lanes. The dog gets hit by a car.
Oh, I've seen that.
Yeah.
Miraculously, it looks like the dog's dead. It's laying there in the middle, and all the cars are just going and going and going. No one's stopping. Another dog sees this, runs out to help the dog, and she wants to drag the dog to the side of the road to help the dog. It doesn't use its mouth because she knows the mouth would hurt the dog. Pushes with her paws to move this dog, and this is a big dog. Pushes the dog to the other side of the street. Finally, people start to notice, and they stop cars, and they try to help the dog move the dog. And it turns out both dogs are fine, and even the one that got hit is perfectly fine, minor injuries.
Wow.
But imagine this dog is so loyal to another dog, and it tried to move the dog to safety. I mean, that's the most moving thing I ever heard.
Yeah.
You're never going to find. You're going to compare a dog to a fucking tiger?
No, I'm just saying that they're animals. At the end of the day, they're animals, and they understand.
Then do you need to mistreat them? Because
I'm not mistreating. I'm loving that dog. I'm telling that dog how she's going to do well in my family.
Tell her, don't hit her.
Yeah, she doesn't speak.
You can tell her. She does. They understand. They understand. What do you got, a lab?
Yeah.
A lab is as bright as a 3-year-old and can understand a vocabulary.
Actually, I think the lab might be smarter than you.
Yeah.
Fred, you know what? I question your intelligence sometimes too, pal.
Oh, come on. Fred's intelligence?
Yeah.
You think you're smarter than Fred?
Bring it on, dude.
Sure, let's take an IQ test.
Bring it on.
Let's take
no
an
way
IQ
you'll
test.
beat Fred.
I think I might. I think Fred has a great memory. But that's about it.
No, it's more than memory. The guy's got basic intelligence.
Listen, don't attack me. I'm quite intelligent.
It was a joke. It wasn't an attack.
You're also
Fred, should I hit you with a newspaper to see that you understand it?
What do you want to go up against Fred and name the subject? Name it.
No, an IQ test would be fair.
IQ test?
Sure.
He'll beat you. My money's on him.
Well, let's see.
Scott, I think you're a bright guy, but you're not smart.
Let's bring it on.
Fred, you think you'll beat him in an IQ test? Any chance I could lose money here?
I'm not going to take it.
You won't?
No, because I don't like IQ tests.
You don't want to know.
Yeah, what was an IQ test for someone of our age? What does that consist of? Logic questions, like basic?
Yeah, logic, command of language, patterns, spatial.
Right.
Hey, listen.
Memory?
Let me tell you something.
Anyway, my dog loves
Fred. I'll tell you why Fred's smarter than you. Number one, you see him on this Win Fred's Money. The guy knows tons of shit.
It's
He's
unreal.
got great memory. Awesome.
More than memory.
Yeah, but that's knowledge.
He's got knowledge.
I'm not saying he's stupid. I'm just saying I am not.
He plays an instrument. That shows me a high mathematical ability.
I was great in math.
Yeah, but can you play guitar?
No, I've never bothered. No.
Yeah, he's got a basic curiosity.
Can he play golf? Can he play golf?
Can he play golf?
Any idiot can play golf.
Oh, my goodness.
Go ahead, let's see what brilliant Gary has
He
to say.
doesn't play music because he thinks it's stupid. He said as much. He thinks
It's
stupid.
a waste of time.
What do you mean? What did he tell you? What do you mean it's a waste of time? What does he talk about?
He thinks that to send your kid to take music lessons when you know that they're not going to be great at it is a complete waste of time.
Then why?
Gary cannot even say.
But then why golf if you're never going to be genius?
Said. It's not what I said.
What'd you say?
I said that I would not be one to if my child wanted to go to a college that it was all about music. I wouldn't support that.
You didn't say college. You said you wouldn't let your kid take lessons even as a grammar school kid.
No, I wouldn't.
Yes,
I
did.
just
You
said that I would. I do not want to support. This thinking that you're going to get rich through music because I realize what
if you just enjoy playing music?
To have fun, that's one thing.
Yeah.
If you start taking it serious, it's
There's been seriously. There's been studies that have been done that prove when kids take music courses and play music, it improves the right side of the brain, which is the math section, the language section.
Listen,
it makes them better students.
Go back and look at that refrigerator back there in the kitchen and see the thousands of CDs that are sitting there that people put their life and heart into, and they get nothing out
Scott,
of it.
you really sound like a McCarthy era.
He's not, here's the thing. He's not being honest because he's saying this was about going to college. That I understand. Right. We had a long conversation in front of the entire office. Everyone will back me up. That if your son wanted to play an instrument, it would be okay, but you would not push your child to play an instrument now because you think that it's a dead end and that they're not going to learn anything from
Understand the difference. If he came to me and said he wanted to play, I'd say sure, go ahead, that's fine. But I'm not going to sit there and go, you need to take guitar lessons because that's the way to the future.
No, but you might say
something. I'm going to tell you why 100% wrong. My father, in fact, forced me to take piano. He didn't force me, but he said, look, I really think you should take piano lessons. He didn't think I was going to be the next Beatles. But he said, gee, in my life, I always wished I knew an instrument.
Me too, man.
And I always wished that...
well, I don't. Understand these are your opinions.
That's because you have no imagination.
Knowing how to play an instrument is so much fun in life that you bond with other people through it.
I'm envious.
It's a language. It's like learning Spanish or learning something. It's something that brings you closer.
But you never learned sports. Isn't that aren't you missing there?
Scott, yes, I am, and I wish I had. Scott, that's what I'm telling you. I wasn't going to be Babe Ruth, but the fact is, I wish I had been more active in my earlier life. I have a big regret about that.
And what do you think is more important, sports or music?
Both.
Yeah, but Scott, playing piano or guitar, you could do when you're 80 years old.
You don't have to choose one or the other. It's called an enrichment in life. Why read a book?
But he feels like
why play golf?
Why?
Because it's fun. I do it for fun. I would never sit there and quit my job thinking I'm going to join the pro tour.
Do you want your kid to read literature?
Sure.
Why? He's not going to be an author.
Right. Because come on. That's
what do you mean?
Don't you think it's a quantum leap to say that because you encourage your son to take an instrument, that in 15 years he's going to throw his life away trying to follow that dream? You're just letting them play music, have fun. It opens up a whole world.
I am saying there are many other things I would choose over music that I would encourage him to do.
See, this is
where at the bottom of my list.
This is where behind his back. This is where behind his back we have the conversation like maybe he's not that bright.
No, but Scott, you sound like you're anti-creativity.
Because this guy
right. He is anti-creativity.
Let me tell you something. I'll tell you why you're not bright. I'll tell you why you're not bright, and here's the reason.
Do I have to sit here and listen to this?
People who are cavemen,
because I'm so smart,
beat animals into submission. I don't need to beat anything. I don't need to hit my kid. I don't need to hit my dog. I can look at a dog and reason with a dog. That's how bright I am. See? You, on the other hand, are like a caveman. You say, I get frustrated, I'll hit the dog.
Look, I have had dogs my whole life, a lot more than you ever have.
And you've done the wrong thing.
And it's always been right. It's always been perfect. I've always had a great dog.
And
so how come it's not working now?
There's a proven track record, and I'm going to continue because I haven't been doing it too long. My wife made me do this stupid squirt bottle crap and listen to the guys like you. So my way will work. Don't worry about it.
It won't.
It will.
Trust me, that dog can be eating your pot roast when your back is turned.
Yeah.
That dog's not loyal to you.
So I should listen to Howard and go, no. Or whatever the hell it was.
That's a step in the right direction.
All right.
Any dog expert will back him up. No dog expert backs you up.
I don't need a dog expert.
Scott, when I was a kid, my father, we literally spent hours hitting grounders and everything.
Yeah.
And I had so much fun, but I really wish half of that time was spent on learning an instrument.
Great. And what would they have done for you? I don't get it.
What do you mean, what would have done?
You know what? It's fun. It's like your golf. It's fun.
I'll tell you what, in the professional now.
I don't say you shouldn't. I'm telling you my opinion about my son. So I'm not going to push him towards
fun.
I will push him towards golf.
Music is a very important part of life.
I agree.
And for a child to have an understanding of music theory is an advanced child. And you're giving them something. It's like swimming. You're giving them something
don't see it. Can you explain that? Music theory. Why?
Because you're a bore. This is one of man's greatest inventions, music. It soothes the soul.
Yeah.
It's educational.
Have you ever played an instrument, Scott?
When you play an instrument,
I took 2 drum lessons and quit.
When you play an instrument with other people. When you play an instrument with other people.
Fine. Have you ever...
When you see these musicians...
Howard's never played golf. He can't comment on golf.
When you see but that's something I should learn about. There's a lot of things to learn about. You got to prioritize.
Yeah.
And your priorities are out of order.
Oh, according
Golf
to you,
is not more
Mr.
important
Expert,
than music.
you're going to list my priorities?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
No, because you're not advanced. You're a very, very simple human being.
You teach
don't
your son to be
understand-
closed-minded in that area. That's horrible.
You realize how wrong you are. These are opinions of yours.
No, I don't realize how wrong I am. I'm trying to help you now because you're not as advanced as I am. I'm very, very bright. I'm considered a genius in a lot of areas. So why would you assume
I'll take
you know
an
what
IQ
you're
test against you,
Why
too.
would you assume you know more than I do?
Why would you assume you know more than I do?
Because I'm a genius.
Well, I am the genius, too.
No, you're not. You've not excelled in anything.
Okay, Howard.
You haven't.
So
I
because
have.
You've
So you
excelled
have
in
to-
one area. I agree. You've excelled in radio.
Well, how many areas have you excelled? How many areas have you excelled in?
Oh, man, I don't know.
So don't
even go there.
belittle
That's
my
ridiculous.
genius. So assume
So
that you're at
you're
the feet of a
genius.
master now.
You're a genius
and you're learning from
in
me.
radio.
No, I'm a genius.
Not life.
They don't just say you're just a genius in radio. I'm a genius. They didn't walk around. Einstein's a genius only in math. He's a genius. When you're a genius, it's like being a doctor. You're a doctor. You're a doctor. You're a genius. You're a genius. I'm a genius. Not many people are. I happen to be a genius.
Who in this room
That's
do you think
it.
you're smarter than? Listed.
Everyone.
I think he thinks he's smarter than he's like.
You think you're
Benji.
smarter than everyone in here?
Sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
Listen, I don't think you're
Listen, what
stupid.
kind of
I don't. I mean, I'm just
doesn't
saying.
I'm
think they're
done trying
smarter
to help
than
you.
everyone.
I'm done trying to help you.
That's ridiculous.
Scott, I'm done trying.
I certainly am smart. Benji might be up
Scott,
there. I
I'm
think.
done trying to help you. I'm officially announcing now. Others can help you if they want to.
All right, good.
Dude,
I don't
I'm
need
not-
any help. I don't want any help.
It's a lost cause.
That's
How
the
many
point.
people would love to have an audience with me where I concentrate on their problems and their areas where they need improvement? Many.
Well,
And
I'm not
I've
one
given
of them,
this
I
to
guess.
you, but this gift is no longer available to you. I've
You're
tried.
on your own
I can
now.
help you though if you'd like.
That's okay. I don't need it. I'm evolved. All right, now you can leave.
evolved.
Thank you. All right.
I mean, if your son came to you
I
and
think
said,
the
"I
only
want
way
to
he's
play
going to
the
help you
guitar,"
if he removes half your brain. That's
We're
how he can
done.
help.
all
It's
right,
done.
okay.
I mean,
I just got. If your son wants to play the guitar, you're not going to say that's great. You
I
know?
said no. I said sure. I'll sign him up tomorrow for lessons. That's not the point.
All right, thank
the
you.
point was, am I going to
Thank
say you need to go play guitar to be a better person? No, that's not going to come from me.
No, you don't
no one's
say to
gonna
be a
say
better
that.
That's what
person.
this is all about.
No, you're saying you're planning on giving your son life lessons and advice.
Yes.
One of the things you should offer to him is music lessons because it's important. You know,
I don't see
understanding music. I'll give you an example why music theory is important. My dad, the reason he was hung up on it. My dad decided to become a recording engineer. And as a recording engineer, he worked on many commercials. His partner, who had a musical background and could play piano and sing, actually, he became a very valuable recording engineer because whoever came in wanted a guy. They wanted to work with a fellow musician. He understood music and how to cut on the beat and all this stuff. It made him a better engineer.
All right.
My father said, if I had this piece of education, if I had this information, not that he was in music, but understanding music theory would have given him the language to be a better recording engineer. And
could
so he
say that for
recognized,
everything.
well, of course. That's why my daughter's fluent in Spanish. Now, when she went out to look for work, her job now, they pay her more money because she knows Spanish. She's invaluable to them. She's interpreting
I agree.
every
Spanish
20
is great.
seconds. Only
I agree with
because
that one.
she's a good kid. There's a lot of good kids out there, but she's got a skill. So what you try to do is, as a parent, to take the skills that are golf's a skill too, and it's
Right.
good for business. You go
Great
out on the
for
golf
business.
course.
I would
your
argue
buddies,
better for business than
There's
music
something
is.
very important about an athletic background, but even more important is to give them the language of music and theory. Not that they're going to become the Beatles. Maybe they will. That's wonderful.
And
you
see,
know,
that's what I don't want.
I'll tell you my frustration.
You don't want you to become the Beatles?
I don't
When
want them to
said-
think that they're going to be the Beatles and
No.
then
He
waste
doesn't want
their
them to
life,
think is what
waste
it's
their
called.
education,
That's
waste
delusional.
their time.
That's delusional.
No, that's what happens.
No,
how
it
many
doesn't.
again? how
Listen,
many records
I'll
back
give you an
there?
example.
All those guys, I guarantee you, they don't have
The
normal jobs.
late,
And if they do,
great
they're
Sam
horrible.
Kinison used to do this show. And Sam would come in, and Sam was a pretty good guitar player. Now, Sam is a stand-up comic. He would dabble in guitar. And there was nothing cooler when Sam would come in. He said to me, hey, why don't you go up on stage with me? We'll jam. Now, I can play basic guitar. I'm not any good. I wasn't as good as like Sam was. But I could get up and jam with him in this language and it was terrific. And, you know, even from, you want your sons to get laid.
Howard,
girls melt. When Fred, who is a complete, almost a sociopath, and not even able to communicate with human beings.
If that's what's going to make a girl
he would
melt,
sit down and play.
He
would sit down and play. He would sit down and play guitar. I saw beautiful women melt at his feet.
That's ridiculous.
There's a man who has tremendous problems.
So there you go.
And you're saying
your hero, Richard Nixon, played brilliant piano before he trashed the country.
He's not my hero. Reagan's my hero.
Like, as a comedian, I would love to be able to write a funny song on guitar.
He was a genius.
That's the point. And, you know, even you're a director.
Howard, you're biased.
You're a director.
You're biased. You're an entertainer.
No, well, listen,
that's why
you're in
think it's
show
all
business.
about-
You're a director. If you understood music and music theory, when we have musicians in here, you'd be able to have a certain understanding of what you should be even filming.
I agree. I agree for that one little part. Yeah.
It's a very important part of life.
You know what? I'll use, you know, DePace's argument against him. Why did you invent the video caddy? Do you think the world was really waiting for another piece of useless junk?
Yeah, that's a good point.
See, that's just it. There's a perfect example that you don't play golf, so you don't understand how important a device like
I
that
can go down to the
be.
U.S. Patent Office. I can find thousands, millions of patents of useless inventions. So were those people stupid, too, to try and follow a dream?
They wasted their time.
No, that's ridiculous. Well,
I'm using your argument with why you're against music.
No, it's not a good point. You guys are all biased because you guys are entertainers. Of course, you like to play music.
But you're not an inventor, so why invent?
But I don't. I haven't put my life savings or my every minute
Was your
of my
brother in a
day.
band? Is this what this is about?
There's
did your
part
brother,
of that.
Did your brother have a band? And did it fail?
Oh, was he jealous?
Yeah, but it was just a
what?
no, nothing to do with jealousy.
Was he jealous?
Yeah, I have a sister and a brother, very musically talented. It got them both nowhere. I know that for a fact.
What about the satisfaction of knowing how to play?
Well, what about the satisfaction of knowing how to, I don't know, build a house out of cards?
That's important too.
I got another
There's
question.
a huge difference between a house of cards and learning to play music. It's a language.
That statement makes you sound dumb.
All right, I can hit a golf ball straight. What about that?
You think playing a house of cards is as important as music?
No, Howard.
Listen, you know what? I told you I'm a genius. I can't waste my time with you.
You should learn how to play golf because you don't understand.
Robin's right. Why is this continuing? Even Robin is saying.
Shake your head, Robin. Go ahead.
I didn't.
Robin, who learns a
not,
useless thing every other day. Horseback riding, then car racing. What else you got?
Say a word during this entire.
No, she didn't.
Stupid
So why attack her?
conversation.
Why are you attacking Robin?
Because I look at her with that face, and she's just back and forth with her head.
You don't know what my face meant. Why are you interpreting
I can
it?
read it.
All right, listen.
That was his face reading course that he never took.
You have stolen 10 minutes of our life.
Yes.
Oh, wait. This is Cookie on the phone. This is Scott's dog. Cookie, go
Finally,
ahead.
an intelligent conversation.
See?
Are you mad? Are you mad at Scott?
Don't bark, Cookie. Shh. Shut up. No.
Dog's saying it hates you.
Actually,
Say like
Scott
this,
is probably
Scott,
a
go.
math.
Let me talk to Cookie. Cookie. No.
See,
she shut right up.
Scott is actually a math genius. You ran a cocaine ring, I think, for a while, right?
Yeah, a cocaine ring, Artie. Yeah, that's what it was.
Oh, that's right. He isn't more intelligent than
Cookie.
I couldn't do that.
Cookie, bark twice if you want me to rescue you and send you to Sam Simons.
I've seen Sam's place in Malibu that he built for dogs.
Can I have one?
A lot of humans would love it.
Go ahead, Fred. Talk to Cookie.
Cookie, bark twice if you think the video caddy is the most useless invention you've ever seen.
Cookie, bark twice if you think a career in music is horrible.
Oh, that dog hates you.
I told you the dog was smart.
Cookie, are you embarrassed that your name is Cookie? Bark twice if you are. Yes. Wouldn't you like a more masculine name? Bark twice if you say yes. Yeah.
My son named her.
Hey, Cookie, when I say the name Scott, what do you think? There you go. All right.
All I can say is thank God Scott wasn't Sebastian Bach's father.
Hey, Cookie, bark twice if you want me to hit Scott with a newspaper every time he does something wrong. All right. Very good, Cookie. Thank you.
Cookie, I'll see you later.
That's Cookie the dog. All right. We'll be back right after these words. Thank you, Scott. Yeah.
I am not going to be the one going, hey, you have to take this music class. That's all I'm saying. If he says, Dad, I want to take a music class, Dad, I want to learn guitar, I said, great. Where do we sign you up? Let's go figure it out. And I would do that.
What if you want to play the flute? What if he came to you and said, Dad, I want to play the flute?
That would be something you're...
I'm just asking a question. That's what brass instrument they offer usually in 3rd or 4th grade.
It's fine.
Okay,
it's
just
fine.
a second.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not so bad.
It's all my point is that if my son says, I want to go to college to learn music, I'm going to say, you know what? You're going to have to find out how to pay for that one yourself. Thank you.
But you'll pay for college if you want to go for, say, politics or history.
Any of the business, history, no, that's another no-no.
What else is useless?
English, probably not, because the only thing you're going to get there is probably English maybe, but most of English jobs, I guess you would end up being like a teacher or something.
Generic art, liberal arts degree?
You can use English for anything.
I wouldn't pay a lot of money.
You can use history for anything. You can use anything for anything.
No,
in fact, most people
are...
who go to law school are political science majors, English majors, history majors.
Exactly.
Right.
I wouldn't pay for law school.
Cosmetology?
That's a whole nother... No.
Why not? That's a great living, man.
I have 2 male boys.
So you don't let them if they wanted to be, if they were like, hey, Dad, I love hair, I love the art of hairdressing, that's what I want to pursue?
No, thanks.
Art major.
They could, I'm sure that degree probably
Podiatry? Is that okay?
Podiatry? Sure.
Art major.
Art major, no. Why would you learn something that you're not going to use at your job?
This is what my mother said. She goes, well, what are you going to do? Go work at a history firm? What are you going to do when you get out of college? You're going to go get a big job at the history? Let me tell you something.
There are some jobs of history, but not many.
No, but you're thinking too. See, this is you thinking too literally. You don't necessarily take your history degree and go become a curator at a museum. You use your intelligence and you can take it further. You can do anything you want with it.
So you're saying in this job, which is a communications job, you don't use any of your communication skills you used at college?
No,
what if you had only taken history and then ended up in this job? Wouldn't you then be worse off at this job?
Well, I can't possibly answer that.
Well, I think I can. Yeah, of course. Of course you would. And if not, then your communication degree is worthless.
It's not just history. You learn analytical thinking. You learn how to interpret facts, how to research, how to read.
That's like me learning the golf program and deciding to be a musician.
No! No!
No! I'm sorry.
You said building a house of cards. It's just
but I obviously was trying to.
Right. Okay. Well, that's what I said.
It's a bad example. But the point is,
horrible example. Tim's gonna faint.
I know people in LA who moved to Los Angeles to go to guitar school. Yeah. Fucking what a waste of time. They would sit there and fucking play, and they had a stage presence class.
Why
is it a waste of time? Because they don't make a career out of it?
Yeah, right. It's a great hobby to have.
This was their college. This was what they were 22. This was what they were going to do as a career. Look, if my kid says, hey, Dad, I really want to play guitar, I'm going to say, let's go buy you one right now. Absolutely. But if it's up to me to go, hey, Kyle, you're not interested in music yet. Come on, I want you to start taking classes.
What if he does that? What if he has some aptitude and wants to pursue it? What are you going to do? Like, at what point do you kill the dream?
At the point where it starts getting in the way of what he needs for the rest of his life, his education. When he says to me, I want to go to a music college, I go, work with it. Find your own way. I'm not paying for it.
Oh, that is so. Who are you, Bing Crosby, for Christ's sakes?
The point is, I would not support paying for something that I didn't feel was a smart decision.
You're going to let
you're not going to let any of your passive influences affect what your daughter might want to do. If she says, I want to go, Dad, I want to put everything I've got into making a new type of a Barbie doll. Are you going to say, okay, let's go ahead?
I wouldn't do it blindly, but if she was good at it and she had the skills, and I would loan her the money to do it. I wouldn't give it to her, but I'd loan it to her.
What if when Duke turns 18, your young son Duke turns 18?
Kyle. Who's Duke? Duke's the dog who died.
He's late, dog.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This is the best of the wrap-up show. A recap and behind-the-scenes look with John High and Gary Dell'Abate. The best of the wrap-up show begins now.
Hey, it's Gary Baba Booey. I'm here on Monday's wrap-up show. We talked about my impending kidney stone operation, and the listeners, who are just very sensitive people, all called up to tell me how brutal it was going to be, how much it was going to hurt, how I was going to be pissing blood for a month. And it made me feel really good, and it really, really relieved me when I had to go have my operation. Here's how it went.
You're not going to be here tomorrow, and I know that's major for you.
Right. And this was the only day for what I kept saying I wanted to do it on a Friday, and my doctor doesn't work on Fridays. I kept saying, he said there's a specific place because there's a special machine that they use, and I guess they don't. Every hospital just doesn't have it. It travels because it's not a very common procedure. I guess I don't know. Whatever it is, he told me this is the day you got to do it. I go, I can't take off work. He goes, you have no choice. You got to take off work. We can't wait anymore. You have to do it this day.
All right. Now you're going in tomorrow. Would you obsess, or are you obsessing more over this than you were over the pitch, or were you more worried about the pitch than this?
The pitch by triple. Easily triple on a pitch.
Because?
I'm not going to be awake for this.
You're going to wake up.
I know, but still, I'm not going to be awake for this, so I don't have to see it. I may, again, the word uncomfortable has a lot of meanings. It means whatever it means to people. So everyone keeps saying, you're going to wake up, you're going to have some discomfort, but I don't know what that means.
Yeah, but what's your worst case scenario? I mean, what are you imagining in your head that discomfort might mean in this case?
What I imagine in my head is, remember that scene in The Green Mile where Tom Hanks goes out to pee? You remember? And he's in so much pain, he drops to his knees?
Yes.
That's what I imagine.
Well, I mean, Artie talked about when he had a catheter in him, the worst part wasn't the catheter, it was the pissing afterwards.
Remember that scene in The Green Mile where Tom Hanks grabs his cock because someone shoves a camera in it and goes, this is the worst thing ever. Gary, listen, I feel like it's your bachelor party, you're about to get married, you're going to, lose some function in your cock. I don't know. Like what Howard said today, it's worse than going down on a plane crash in some ways. It's just. But look, I'm a survivor. It's like, you know what I mean. Like I've gone through this, so you'll get through it. It'll be fine. You'll see your children again. But dude, you're gonna get like Demerol. They're gonna give you the strongest fucking Demerol. It's so great.
I'd rather have M&Ms than Demerol.
It's just so great. I forget what comic does the joke. Just avoid this, like, because Demerol, heroin, like what makes you honest. Like you go, hey man, you fucking got ugly hair, So don't insult the doctor right before you go under. Like some guy said, like I got Demerol, and I said to the doctor, hey man, you're fat.
I told Mary. A couple of days ago, I said, you have to have sex with me tonight, meaning Monday night. She goes, why? I said, this operation could go bad, and that could be it. That could be the last sex I ever have.
Yeah.
So I said, you have to.
So, Artie, post-catheter, what does Gary have to look forward to?
Incredible pain and pissing blood.
How long does that last?
Just about a year. But look, in the same year, the first pitch and a camera up your dick. Holy Christ!
Yeah, well,
that is really an assault on your manliness.
Artie could hardly feel the catheter in his penis. He was too busy vomiting charcoal.
Great, Gary. Make fun of my life-threatening experience.
But mine is life-threatening.
No, you got another kidney jerk off. Don't even get it done. Just if you never went in, you think you'd die, you'd be fine.
But if your kidney fails, don't they have to? Do they just leave it in, or you have to go take it out? Like you can't just leave a dead organ.
You can leave a kidney there.
Can you leave a dead organ in your body?
I don't know.
Look, JD's cock hasn't been used in years. He's leaving it there.
That's a really good question. Like, if your kidney fails,
that's an organ.
Do you have to have an operation to have it taken out?
I don't know.
Just don't go. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Now, Artie, you're terrified of stuff like this, right? If you were
something up my cock, you're not.
Besides that, I mean, if you had the stone
how does your pussy smell, John?
Well, if you had the stone like Gary does, would you have it? Would you go through this procedure and take care of it, or would you just take your chances and leave it in?
I would go just to get the Demerol. I mean, of course, would I go to? Yeah, if I had a kidney stone, would I go to the doctor? Yeah, John, I would.
Well, not go to the doctor. I mean, undergo what he's about to go through.
Well, if the doctor told me that there's no other choice and he can't get the equipment. I mean, first of all, what is he, a drywaller or a power washer? We can't get the fucking equipment. I mean, go to a hospital or something.
I am going to a hospital.
Yeah, but they can't get the proper equipment. I mean, what is the equipment? Where's the equipment?
I think it travels. It's not a very common procedure, so I think it travels That's what they have me.
And so it's like David Brenner?
Exactly. But I thought it was what Artie just said. I got to go to a different place for a second.
See if they'll shove David Brenner up your cock.
Like Artie's talking about how much he loves the
He's already up your ass.
Artie's talking about how much he loves the Demerol, and you would just do it for the Demerol.
Right.
Have you ever done anything in your life like to fake getting drugs? Because I keep thinking of No. I mean, funniest question.
How about coughing?
No, because I keep thinking of. You remember the kid that was on?
Oh God, the flu. Yeah, the swine flu. What? Yeah, you got any morphine cough medicine? No.
Do you remember that kid that was on 8 is Enough? His name was Adam Rich. I don't know if you remember.
But he had a huge blow.
He would go into rehab all the time. And my favorite story, and I thought to myself, how fucked up do you have to be on drugs? He needed drugs really bad, and they wouldn't give it to him. So he went to his apartment building, and he threw himself down the stairs.
Yeah.
So that he could get over. And he went, he's like, I need Demerol.
I considered hurting myself.
Really?
Of course. I did that a bunch of times. Because when the withdrawals are coming on, man, that's horrifying. Like, you'll do anything to avoid that. So all sorts of shit goes through your head. Absolutely. I mean, look, and Adam Rich, he should have been able to get free drugs just by going up to a dealer and saying, look, I'm Adam Rich.
I'm Nicholas from 8 is Enough, but I'm grown up.
But getting back to your cock story with piss and blood and putting a camera up your cock, they've made cameras much smaller nowadays, Gary, by the way. They're not like in the 70s when, like a Dog Day Afternoon with the enormous backpacks on But I'm asking you this as a friend, okay? Have you thrown out that OxyContin?
I have not.
Well, we'll talk tomorrow. John, take some calls.
Hey, what's up? This is Will, and on Tuesday's wrap-up show, we talked about the Playboy evaluations that we did. We brought in 2 smoking hot chicks to see if they were good enough for Playboy, and we had quite the creepy judging panel to evaluate the women. The panel included the great Ham Hands Bill, Lou Bellera, Amy Fisher's husband, and Ralph Sorella. In the middle of the interview, Lou Bellera and Artie got into it, I guess. Artie made one too many Amy Fisher, shooting somebody jokes, and it got a little ugly. Check it out.
Let's get to the Playboy evaluation. And first, Ralph, you were a judge, but I asked this to everybody here. Should those girls, do you think they're worthy of being in Playboy?
I think that first girl with a little work, the hair, she needs a little hair, tighten up the body a little bit. I think she could be in Playboy, certainly.
That was Aisha, right?
I think, whatever. Number one.
Number one. That's number one.
The first chick with the annoying voice.
And Howard seemed to agree with you, but Lou Bellera, who's Amy Fisher's husband, disagreed and felt pretty strongly that neither of the girls are Playboy material.
Yeah, the second one was super hot, like stripper hot. She had a great ass. She had, nice tits. But she just wasn't. She was taller. She was too thin and lanky. Playboy's more like rounded Marilyn Monroe types. You know what I mean?
You called her a stripper 10, right?
Yeah. Oh, she's hot for a strip club. You kidding me?
Now, if you didn't hear Lou judging, here's a little bit of what he had to say from the first contestant, who Ralph and others felt should be in the magazine.
I've looked at many women over the years. Now, here's what I see. Your tits, I think they have to be raised up a little. They're a little drooping a little too. Howard, they droop a little.
Lou, what the fuck?
You asked for honesty, you're going to get honesty.
Go ahead.
Chicken legs, yes. I agree.
I'll admit that.
And
What's wrong with chicken legs?
I like on a girl, I like a nice ass. One that curves out, juts out. I don't see a curve over there.
Turn around. Turn to the side.
Nah.
That looks pretty good.
Too thin.
But it's proportional to my little body.
I like to see the hair a little longer and flowing,
Right.
Yeah. But, she's got decent tits, but decent.
So you say she would not be acceptable to the Playboy
not
people?
Not to me.
So Lou, very, opinionated and definitive about what he likes to see in a Playboy girl.
I'm super picky, especially with tits, and hers were perfect.
She had absolutely
Great.
beautiful tits.
I mean, they were not droopy,
No, he wants those fake rocks on her chest. I guess that's what he means.
But those were I thought they were fake. I thought maybe she was, saying she didn't have implants when she did. I thought they looked that good because I don't like real tits. I think they're horrible. They flop all
that's
around.
Ridiculous.
They're not good. And by the time they reach the time the girls get old at 26, they're drooping. It's a bad scene.
Now, what that led to, of course, you heard Artie in the background there, him getting into it with Lou a little bit, Artie bringing up Amy Fisher and Lou basically not wanting to talk about it anymore, saying that's been done, let's move forward.
Yeah,
but
that's ridiculous. That was years ago when she shot somebody.
Well, I guess
she needs to be known for her porno.
Well, I guess the question is it possible to have Lou in there without acknowledging that somehow and breaking his balls over it? Because Artie says, that's part of what he does on the show, and he would do it for anybody who came in.
Yeah, of course. I mean, Artie was perfectly in line, I think.
I don't know. I mean, we didn't bring him in for that. We brought him in because he's kind of creepy sounding and he's funny on the air. And I know Artie loves to hammer him with the Amy Fisher stuff, but I think he's funny enough on his own that you don't necessarily need it. I mean, it is great when Artie brings it up, but it's not necessary, right?
I think Artie it's fine that he brings it up. It's funny. It was funny as hell. To me, that was one of the great moments, the tension that you felt while that was going on. But it really finally hit me. Like, I understand Lou's point that to him, Amy's has a whole life. She's a whole woman. She's moved way beyond what happened. It was a horrible incident. But if Mark Wahlberg came in, he did the exact same thing basically. We wouldn't constantly be berating him about what he did at 16.
Yeah, but Mark Wahlberg is producing successful shows. He's an actor. You know, what are you going to berate him about?
I understand that, but to Lou
and Mary Jo is walking around
and there's a guy without that Mark's eye gouged some guy's eye out.
I don't know. Mark.
Yeah, I don't know if everybody's familiar with the incident,
but there's lots of cases.
That's right.
James Brown has been beating the crap out of his wives. We used to have him in all the time and never really discussed that.
Yeah, but this guy is not even that person. He's not Amy Fisher. He's the guy who's banging Amy Fisher.
Right.
Well,
right.
And Wahlberg's one of his wives came in.
Well, forget Wahlberg for a second. I think Benji's point is that happened.
I want us to get Wahlberg.
That happened a very long time ago.
Right.
He's known Amy way past.
I think what Amy did was horrible.
So what should she be known for now?
Her porn.
But I'm saying to Lou,
her beautiful vag.
She's his wife. She's the mother of the kids. You know, so in his mind, I can see why it's like, okay, let's move beyond that.
No, you don't come on this show and move beyond shooting Mary Jo in the head.
I
mean,
think
the woman is damaged.
Mary Jo has a right to feel that way. Her kids, and you have a right to feel that way. But I understand where he's coming from.
All right, let's work some calls into the mix. We'll start with.
I shot someone to 16.
We'll start with Allison in Florida. Benji didn't do that.
Hi.
Allison, you're on the wrap-up show.
You scared I'm going to sue you for saying that? That I said that?
Good. How are you?
Hello? Good. I mean, come on, it's a joke. I mean, Lou was on there, and the whole audience knows. The only reason he's there is because Amy Fisher shot Mary Jo in the head, and now he's married to Amy Fisher. It's a joke. It's hilarious. I expect Artie to do that, and it would not be, cool if you guys just sat there and ignored the fact that this.
Right. This is exactly what she's famous for. She's not famous for having a movie career or being an actress.
Listen, if you really want to be picky about it, though, the reason we have Lou in is because he's hilarious in those porn clips when he talks to Amy and says all this dirty shit to her. That's why we brought him in. If he was just like some nerdy guy that never said a word, we wouldn't have him on the air ever, right?
Well, if he didn't talk, he
wouldn't
really be good on a radio show if he didn't talk.
Right, but it's almost secondary at this point. And now, listen, I think it's funny when he brings it up, but it is kind of secondary. We brought him in today because he's creepy.
You know what? I'm also not.
So you're saying like, Lou, listen, we're not here because your wife shot someone. Right. You're here because you're the creepy guy.
Exactly.
Well, we can't.
Not a lot going for him.
We can't not focus, guys. We cannot focus on the other judge who was there. There was Ralph, there was Lou, and there was Ham Hands Bill. And Ham Hands had plenty to say and a lot of suggestions about how the girls should be judged. I know he threw a lot into the mix in terms of touching their toes and whatever else. And does Ham Hands creep you out at all, Ralph?
You know what's funny about him? When you hear him on the radio, he sounds really, really creepy. But I don't know. When I see him, he doesn't seem as creepy. He doesn't look. He doesn't look like he sounds. And he's in a wheelchair, so you sort of feel bad for him. But I love him. And the touching toes thing was great. I mean, that was a nice little thing. He brought something to the table.
Yeah, well, he was fired up to be here, and one of the judges, correct?
Oh yeah, I mean,
he went on a little
involves
too long
women.
a couple times.
You thought? I thought he was great the whole time. If you think Lou's creepy, I mean, he takes it to Ham Hands Bill takes it to a whole new level.
Super creepy.
You know what I mean? But he was great for this, and he knew exactly what to say to the women. He reminded me a lot like Ronnie. When you get a girl in there. He starts ordering them around.
I just want to say, Artie, between the break, Artie goes, well, you were kind of easy on them. And I got a text from somebody saying sort of the same thing. And I just wasn't, the girls were hot. I mean, they were pretty, sometimes, if the girl's not, I'm not going to start bagging on a girl when she's,
Just for the sake of bagging on her because you're
that's
there.
Stupid. I'm sorry they were hot.
It's funny because it was almost disappointing to me when the girls showed up and they were actually hotter in person than they were in their pictures. Yeah. I was like, these girls are kind of hot. I wanted a couple girls to get ruined.
Yeah, they got a shot.
I told Ralph this
in my defense.
I told Ralph this off the air. I also always find it funny when Ralph's in the room, right? and he's the quietest one there. Right. You know, you hear from Lou, you hear Artie, you hear Ham Hands, and Ralph's sitting there all quiet. But Ralph knows his place.
It was a noisy room. You know, there was a lot going on in there, and I'm not gonna. I could see Howard was already kind of like on edge a little bit. I sensed, so I was trying to just kind of do my thing and stay quiet.
Zach in Massachusetts, you're on the wrap-up show.
Hey, guys. I enjoyed the evaluation today, and Ralph, you're an underrated guy on the show. My thing is I've never heard Howard cut off an argument before. He did with Artie. Do you think it's because of his newfound 10-30 hard out, or because he's afraid Artie's going to throw something at someone, or because he's afraid Lou will kill him?
Well, that's
all of the above.
I mean, you guys, I wasn't in there. You guys all were. It definitely was getting tense. But, I mean, did it reach that point where you were fearing that, like, Lou was going to get up or Artie was going to take a step?
I was ready for it. You know, I thought one of them could have made a move, you know, because it was getting real.
Were you in between them?
In between, yeah. Lou was to my left and Artie was over there. And Artie has thrown things and done things, so maybe Howard capped it at that because it really was getting. I liked it. I liked it a lot. It got real nasty at some point.
Well, Ronnie walked in.
It got real.
And that's like the first level, but it gets real tense when the black security guards walk in and none of them came in. So.
You mean the real security guards?
Call him back
when
up.
they actually call it a real security guard?
Yeah, Ronnie already did make the comment how, Ronnie's here, or some derogatory thing at Ronnie, actually stopping something.
Well, I think the caller was. I think Howard thought it could get it a violent moment.
But it really is true. Like Lou is an enormous guy. He's an ex-cop. Like, what the hell is Ronnie going to do to that guy if he really goes off on Artie?
Call someone? I don't know.
I mean, he always just goes, I can handle it. I can handle it. What does that mean?
Well, first of all, we don't know. Ronnie might be armed.
No, but honestly, when you see a fight like that going on in the studio, do you feel better that Ronnie's there? But do you feel better that Ronnie's there? You do.
If I was in a rough situation, yes, I would feel better.
If Lou wanted to attack you, would you feel comfortable as Ronnie, the only guy standing between you two?
Who would I pick, Lou or Ronnie? I'd probably pick Lou just based on the way he looks. But, yeah, I feel safer with Ronnie around.
Look, you got to assume that Ronnie knows what he's doing, can do his job well, and protect whoever is in there, or else he wouldn't be around.
I guess. I mean, he did a great job of stopping Artie when he was running around like a raging bull.
Ronnie would start spraying the mambo and stuff.
Well, in Ronnie's defense, he wasn't expecting that.
That's true. Good point. But he wasn't prepared.
But Zach, thank you for calling in with that. I think you raise a good point. I don't think Howard was doing it because the show's got to be over by a certain time. I think he reads the room and judges appropriately. And there was a lot. I mean, there were a lot of moving pieces during that segment. You had the three judges, you had Artie, you had everybody, and sometimes that's tough to juggle.
What's up, guys? It's Teddy. On Wednesday's wrap-up show, Artie stopped by, and although he may be clean and sober, and doing very well, I might add, he decided to share with us some of his old and horrifying drug stories, especially now that Gary's on painkillers. I think it sparked some memories for Artie, but either way, it's interesting. Check it out.
Have you ever taken any drug, even ones that you get from prescription? Have you ever taken one where you took what it said on the label? I remember we were in
That's as funny as Robin saying she doesn't drink cum.
I remember we were in Afghanistan and Artie goes, how many, those Ambien, how many are you supposed to take?
No, Valium.
Take 1 an hour. He goes, give me 11.
No. I bought 15 from a guy who looked like a great father. And
because he was at the Kyrgyzstan airport at 4 in the morning.
I wanted to buy liquor, and the guy wouldn't serve me liquor. It was it was like Ramadan or something. And I go, look, dude, I'm not going to be able to stay in the Turkish airport or the Afghanistan airport for 15 hours without getting fucked up. And I thought the guy was going to say, well, you got to deal with it. You seem like an addict. Get out of here. And he went, would you like some Valium? and I said, you got Valium? He goes, yeah, and I bought I bought 15 from him.
Now, did you buy it off a guy that was there, or did you buy it off the bartender? I never find out who you actually got it from.
I don't want to get I'm sure he's listening.
Artie,
I'm sure the bartender in Kandahar had serious.
There were 2 people in the airport that night that weren't us.
A
bartender and a guy at the bar eating a chicken.
No, 3 people, and the cop who was going to arrest me. But no, okay, I'll come clean. I bought them off Dave Attell. No, I bought them off a guy. I bought 15 of them, and it cost me like 80 million Turkish dollars, so it was like $5. And I took as many as it took to get me fucked up to forget the situation, because we had to go back to the Army base to sleep. And I probably took a dozen of them. And I finally started to feel it because I was on heroin at the time, so my tolerance was way up. And Gary will tell you this. We got back to the Army base, and I was feeling good. And I'm walking around the Marines going, what? I start talking like a black guy, like, what's up, motherfuckers, man? This is some crazy shit, this war, man. And Jeff Anthony. Oh, Jeff Anthony. Jeff Anthony, who was the ex-Vietnam Marine in charge of us, who, was a great guy, but you could tell he has a limit, came up to me and got me in a headlock and said, "You going inside, motherfucker." He was an Irish guy. And he said, "You going inside, motherfucker, right now." And you listen to him, And he put me in a headlock and he put me right in bed, and I passed out, and Gary woke me up an hour before our flight.
It's funny because Jeff just sent us a note. He needed Artie to sign some books. So we were emailing each other, and he goes, yeah, I read Artie's book, read your blog. He goes, you guys are a little too honest. Hopefully nobody from the Army's reading either.
Well, listen, man, Jeff is the great. Jeff kept me alive over there, and he kept the rules going. Jeff didn't know anything I was doing. I was in the airport, and he was trying to get us a flight, and I bought 15 Valium off Osama bin Laden.
Ralph Sorella, you're on the wrap-up show.
That's amazing, Artie, that you took 12 Valium and it didn't knock you. I sometimes I would take like a half of one of those to get to sleep. Right, it would knock me out for 4 hours.
Like 12 Valium would kill a different person, right?
You know what? I'll give you another awful drug story.
That's amazing.
I was in Vegas. I did stand-up Super Bowl Eve. This is about 5 or 6 years ago. And I was coming down, and I was going through withdrawals, and I ran out of stuff. I had to get on a plane at 7 a.m. to get home. I wanted to catch the kickoff of the game, which I had just put $50,000 on. Okay? So I'm sitting in first class, and I scored 25 10-milligram Percocet before I got on the plane. So now I have this on.
Wait, can I just interrupt? So to give you an idea, the oxycodone that I have, basically people tell me that's Percocet. So you heard me describe earlier how I felt when I had one.
Right. Okay.
Artie's now got 25.
I had 25 10 milligram. You probably have 5 milligram.
You're probably right.
Right. So I bought it off this guy who shall remain nameless, and Bob Levy. But not, I'm kidding. The Reverend Bob Levy. And I got on the plane because I said I can't go through withdrawals on a plane. I had a 7 a.m. flight. I did stand up the night before. I stayed up all night in Vegas, and I just went right to the plane. I got the car. Teddy's seen that move. I just stay up, and I get a 5 a.m. car, and I leave. So now I'm on the plane, and the movie. You know what? You'd think I was a hack comic for making this up. The movie was. The Yaya Sisterhood or something.
The Sisterhood of the Yaya.
Right, Traveling Pants.
Oh,
or something.
Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants.
Right, okay.
The Yaya Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants.
Not Yaya. That's different.
What's the Yaya movie?
That's both of them together.
It's the Divine Secrets of the Yaya Sisterhood.
Which one is it?
But
Thank you, Jane.
They're all the same movie.
That's true.
So right, exactly, Ralph. You're right. But it couldn't have been like Rambo 2 or something. It had to be that. And the only thing, by the way, that I buy that has the word Yaya in it is the Stones album.
Right.
But so that's the movie. So now I'm sitting there, and my mother had made sausage and peppers for the game, and her and my uncles were coming over. So I didn't want to get fucked up, but around the first hour, and I was sitting next to this poor woman who had no idea what I was doing. The first hour goes by, and by the 45 minutes in, the withdrawals are coming. So now I'm going to turn green, and I'm going to get violently ill,
like the Hulk.
And if you read the new chapter in my book, I wrote a new chapter in my book about when I missed the Saget roast, and basically in the new chapter I say after doing I went on a heroin binge for 3 days. You're not supposed to take Subutex within 12 hours of heroin because you'll get violently ill. So to try to make it on the plane for the Saget roast, after a 3-day heroin binge, I took a Subutex. Big mistake. I actually turned green, and I told my friends with kids, if they're big Hulk fans, I can do a party, because I found the exact exact combination of drugs you need to turn green. And I would do it for the kids again. I just wouldn't have the muscle tone of Lou Ferrigno. So I haven't found the drugs to do that yet. But so
should call Casey Armstrong.
Oh, that's horrible. You know, if Casey wasn't homeless on a beach right now, he would have heard that. But so now I'm on the plane. There's a woman next to me who looks like a vice principal in Cleveland or something. Yaya's Sisterhood comes on. She's watching it. She's enjoying it. I'm starting to turn green. And before the Percocet even, I'm like saying, I felt like saying, and I've done this before, I felt like saying to the stewardess, what if I was a terrorist and I went nuts? You got to have something to tranquilize me. There's got to be something up there in the cockpit. You hit a guy with a needle in the knee and he goes out, you know? So I didn't want to do that. So I said, fuck it. And I just didn't care. So with this woman right next to me, I order an enormous Jack and Water with just a splash of water. She brings me a Jack and Water. I ask for 2 of them. She brings me 2 Jack and Waters. I gulp down the first one. That alleviates the withdrawals a little bit. Now I take out the pill vial I have with the 25 fucking a Percocet in it, and like where her iced tea is, I just pour them all around, so I could just pick out. I could pick out them like you'd pick at an M&M. You know,
but what's the difference? There's not green ones and red ones.
No, but I just poured 25 Percocet by her drink, and one fell on the floor, and I tried to grab it. I said, "Excuse me, sweetie, I just have to get my aspirin," and she like moves her leg. So now I have 25 Percocet in front of me. So now I got the drink in me, and I'm like, fuck it, I can't do this. I got another 3 hours. So I take 5 of them immediately. I just pop them. And now it's okay. It's all right. She's looking at me like, what's this poor guy doing? Clearly, I'm screaming for help. And 5 makes me feel all right. I take another 5. I gulp a little more Jack Daniels. Now I'm feeling like, Miles Davis at Carnegie Hall. I'm like, fucking, I'm great, man. I'm Sade all of a sudden. And if she did drugs. And but the fucked up thing is now I could finally enjoy the movie. So it's like, so now I'm starting to ask the chick, so what happened in the beginning? Like, why is Sandra Bullock mad at her? Like, and so as I took more Percocet,
why is he treating her like shit? This is horrible.
Yeah, right, Ralph. I'm going like, oh, come on, that didn't happen. He's not calling her back. And then I'm like, I figured the more I took, the better I'd feel. So on the plane, I took about 19 of them.
How long does it take? Like you take that first round, right?
Yeah.
And you feel good, and then you get paranoid that it's not going to last. How long between that first round and then like more? Can you wait 10 minutes, or is it like almost like instantaneously?
Like Ralph doesn't know. He hasn't done this a million times at the Sound Factory. But
well, I'm just wondering how you take yours.
Yeah. Ralph's looking for suggestions.
I like to wait it out a little bit.
The first 5 I took because I had just gulped the whole thing of Jack. In about 2 minutes, you're going, all right, man, all right. But then it wears off a little bit, and you're worried about losing the buzz. You take the next 5. On the plane, I took about 19. In the car with my driver, I stopped by a liquor store. I got a pint of JD, and before I got home, I stopped by Teddy's and I bought some Coke from him and his girlfriend, and then.
Just to even things out.
Just to take the edge off.
I'm just kidding. It was weed. But I took the last 6 in the car with a couple more gulps, and I went upstairs, and the game had started. I lost. I had the under. And I ate about 42 sausages and about 83 peppers, and then I passed out on the couch, and my mother and sister went home crying.
Thursday's wrap-up show was all about Denise Richards. No one knew how she was going to be when she came in. In fact, a lot of people thought she was going to be a little bitchy. And she came in and charmed everybody with her looks, with her candidness, and I think everyone is still in love. And it was fun to talk about. So here's our discussion about Denise.
I think everybody fell in love with Denise Richards today.
Yeah, first of all, she looked phenomenal, just phenomenal. And I know there's a lot of guys out there that are going to call in and go, you guys were C-struck, you could see her, we couldn't see her. But I thought she was just a big dumbass. You know what I mean? I thought she was like one of those chicks. I didn't really know anything about her. You see, I don't watch any of those movies. I know she's got the reality show. I know what's going on with the divorce, and I don't really know anything about her. And I sort of didn't like her, but wasn't sure why I didn't like her.
Well, I think, and she talked about this a little bit the stories, all the tabloid stories, she just seems like a real bitch. And, the movie roles and whatever don't help or hurt, but you have, a certain mindset about, okay, I have a feeling she's going to be all affected and, her shit doesn't stink.
And when I've seen her interviewed, I probably haven't paid attention long enough to get any sense of her. So without having a sense of who she is, I just inherently I wouldn't say I disliked her, but I didn't think I cared for her. The second you see her, okay, great, of course you're seeing her, but she's totally charming, very nice, very sweet, and also, seemed like she was into everything. And then when she walked in there wasn't a question you could throw at her that would make her not want to answer it. And so I ended up completely changing my opinion of her, and I think the audience did too.
That's the other thing, which is so true. There's so much material there between the Charlie Sheen stuff and the Heather Locklear and this and that. And plus the way she looks and who she's been with, you almost expect her, the only one I'm talking to is Howard, kind of have that standoffish attitude. But from the moment she walked in, I literally think she charmed everyone.
Well, we all talked about, Benji even brought it up, how like when you go to say hello to somebody, they look you in the eye. And Benji said she walked by and she waved. And it almost gives you the impression that she likes you. You know what I mean? Like she's really paying attention to you.
Well, she does like me.
But when you're talking about there's so much stuff to go over, during the commercials, Will does these pre-interviews and he does a lot of the notes and stuff. And Will's going, it was like 10 pages long, and he's going, Howard, goes over this, and he goes over that. And we had gone through the entire commercial break. Will talked to Howard. Then we did more commercials, and Will talked to him more. And Will hadn't even gotten a chance to get to the Richie Sambora stuff. That's how much material there was on her.
And some guests, you expect them not to answer that. They'll evade this, they'll evade that, or joke around about it. But she was all up for the conversation. Her biggest fear was her father was listening to the show.
She cut some ideas for us, and when she came out, she went right to a publicist, and she said, "Don't let my father hear this."
Denise talked about a bunch of stuff, and we'll take your calls and we'll get into it. But one of the first things that came up was Scott Baio, and she immediately disclaimed it. Said she never had sex with him, and she's like, I'm 38 years old. Why am I going to lie about that now?
So John and I immediately had the discussion in the office. Who do you believe? It's Scott Baio versus
Denise Richards,
right? So and John and I sort of thought that like. Could she have forgotten she slept with him? Like Scott Baio, he would not forget that. I'm sure Scott Baio's got
wait. But did Scott actually say he slept with her?
Yeah, he said she was a 3.
She's a 3.
Yeah, but that might have just meant...
No, he said that he said...
Cuddle? No, it just meant like he dated her and he's like sort of fooled around with her.
No, the question was specifically about how is she sexual, like when it comes to being in bed, and he said she's a 3.
I mean, she didn't seem like she was lying, and I don't think Scott Baio needs to make up any stories because I've never heard any other woman say Scott Baio lied about banging me. So... Could there be confusion? Do you think she forgot she banged him?
I don't think so. I think she seemed totally honest. She seemed very honest about.
Very credible witness.
I agree. Let's go to Adam in Texas. Adam, you're on the wrap-up show.
I hate to be a redundant caller, but she come off, not knowing the woman sounds like and looks like, probably be a little bitchy. But after the interview, completely changed my perception and opinion of her.
Yeah, totally agreed.
Now,
why did you think what you thought before the interview? Like, what made you think she would, not be what she was?
We're judgment, instinctually we judge people. So I think, just looking at her, seeing her in interviews and stuff and the tabloids and stuff, she comes off as probably being a bitch. But, on the interview, didn't seem that way at all. Seemed like the most down-to-earth person. You could meet her in the grocery store and she'd say hi to you.
Yeah, she's the kind of hot chick that doesn't look accessible. You know what I mean? When you see her in the tabloids and stuff, she's just so hot. She doesn't look like you could just walk up and say hello to her, but you sort of can.
Right.
Well, I can. but still.
All right.
Okay, go throw another bulb.
All right, thanks.
Glad you liked it, Adam. Let's talk to Cambo in Syracuse. Cambo, you're on the wrap-up show.
How you guys doing? It's great to talk to you guys. Baba Booey, hey, urinary tract problems, no big deal. I hope you make it through it, though.
Thank you.
All right, it was my question for you guys. Denise Richards is fucking gorgeous, no question about that. But I feel like there was this opportunity for you guys to kind of ride on her because she's made a couple of hilariously bad movies. I mean, in the second to last Bond movie, World Is Not Enough, she was recently declared the worst Bond girl of all time in that capacity. I feel like, is she really the actress we think she is, aside from the hotness?
Yeah, but I mean, what do you have a guest in for? Do you have a guest in so that you can have the kind of conversation that we had today, or do you just want to punch him in the face and make him feel like shit and then shut down? So
no,
I think
not shut down, but make fun of. You came up with and the conversation was amazing. Her candidacy about Stamos, about to the end of her career and what she's been like since doing the nude stuff. She's outstanding. I was just saying, it's a funny thing that could be played on.
Yeah, but Cambo, do you think that Howard was praising her for her film biography, her filmography or her many roles? Said she's great in Starship Troopers for obvious reasons. Not Mean Girls, Wild Things. Everybody raves about that. I mean, it's getting applause from the red-blooded American males in here. And yeah, she's made a couple clunkers in the Bond movie. She wasn't so great, but no one really cared today. It was more about, her look and her relationships and all that stuff.
Right. You wanted to talk to her about listen, if I said you were having her in here, you'd say, boy, I want to ask her every question about sex I can. I want to know what she's like. Oh, yeah. So here she's fielding every question. Why do you want to buzzkill it with saying you sucked in a Bond movie?
Or what happened on the set of Undercover Brother?
You're absolutely right. It wouldn't fit. Yeah, it wouldn't fit with the flow of the way that the interview conducted. I absolutely agree. Maybe if you make fun of it at the beginning, but I absolutely agree. And then you got a wonderful interview. She was incredibly candid, and I have this thing about thinking about her next to Pam Anderson now that I just can't get out of my mind. So
yeah, you're not alone.
All right, thank you very much for your call, Cambo. She talked about Stamos a lot. We all know Stamos. He's the nicest guy in the world, a handsome guy. Does this make you hate Stamos even more? Because man,
he's almost impossible to hate, which is the problem. I mean, he is a really good-looking guy, but he's a super nice guy, and he clearly never makes women feel like shit about themselves after he dates them. I mean, he's got it all. Yeah, he pisses me off, but in a good way. I love the guy.
Yeah, I think it's also like when we've talked about other jealousy things. It's like if Gary was dating Denise, I'd be really, really fucking pissed about it. But Stamos is so out of my league, and Gary, I don't think you are.
This is the best of the wrap-up show. A recap and behind-the-scenes look with John High and Gary Dell'Abate. The best of the wrap-up show begins now.
Are you excited for the big Vegas trip?
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be a lot of people going. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Plan on catching some shrapnel there?
I don't know. There's gonna be a lot of people there.
Can I explain something?
What about? Do you think you'll get?
Go ahead, Bench.
No.
You sure?
You're going to be JD. Will you be? You're going to be at Artie's event, which they're picking the Miss Howard TV.
Me and Ronnie,
right? And aren't you going to be holding a camera?
Well, yeah.
Can't you act like you're in charge? Like, okay, move over.
Well, I mean, it just depends on the situation.
You got to talk to Ganji. Ganji's utilized that stupid camera for years to get laid.
Really? He doesn't seem to be getting laid all that much.
He gets laid. He just doesn't talk about it.
He hits chicks over the head with the camera, and then he fucks her. Listen, Gary is right. At every gig I have JD, when I'm an hour in and I can't speak because I have emphysema, I need some water. So it used to be Teddy, and I'd get the whole place to chant homo. It was great. But now JD comes out, and people love JD.
Right.
When he comes out, he gets an enormous cheer, and I'm like, I go to the girls, someone fuck him. And I guess maybe it's happened a few times or no times. How's it going with that, bro?
It has not happened at all. Hold on. A couple of times there have been, situations where I've hung out with girls, but nothing came of it.
Some pictures it looks like you're fucking Teddy in Detroit, St. Louis, Vegas, L.A.,
well,
Pittsburgh.
That's how it is.
Artie, you might have to take it to the next level. You might have to say, "Who's willing to fuck JD? Please come up to the stage."
Well, it might turn into I have to fuck JD.
Well, I mean, because it's a lot of girls that have guys that come to the shows.
Tell me which guys. I know people that can make them disappear.
Well.
They could be on a flight to Detroit and be there in an hour. The guy won't ever be found again.
Well, last time you guys were in Vegas, you helped JD out a lot, Artie. Remember?
Yeah, I paid for it. And there's no shame in that, by the way.
Listen.
See the movie The Hangover. The Hangover will make people think differently about Vegas whores. They can be very sweet.
Yeah, she was so nice and clean and cute.
No, right now Vegas whores get a bad rap.
You gonna be hanging with Ronnie?
I don't know. I know we're going to go to the big appearance at the Rick's, whatever.
Oh, I'm going. Here's the schedule. Here's the schedule Saturday, right? And if this doesn't get a
well, hold on. Ronnie's Friday night.
Okay, whatever the fuck it is. Friday night, we're going to Rick's every night, asshole. Okay. Every night there's a party at Rick's. All right. So Friday night's the official Ronnie party at Rick's. Saturday, if we go to sleep, we get up. And in the afternoon, me, Ronnie, and all the guys judge the new Miss Howard TV. They're expecting 200 women by the pool at the Hard Rock. Mm-hmm. We're the judges. And the ones that we like go into something called the Chick Pit. And then we cherry pick from the Chick Pit and pick a new Miss Howard TV. Then that night, I'm doing stand-up at the Joint at the Hard Rock in Vegas. Then we're going to Rick's again, asshole, with all the girls from the Chick Pit. And then don't knock on my door after 6 a.m. How's that fucking sound?
Well, I never knock on your door.
You got 200.
Good for you. You and Teddy have thinking I died from heroin and a whore.
Anybody else from around here going, JD?
Howard TV,
which is what? Is Goodstein going?
I believe Goodstein, Ganji.
Oh, yeah, Doug's going.
Ganji, Brian Phelan.
Benji, please come.
I just asked Goodstein. I don't know. I have to check the Greyhound.
I'll pay for your flight. I will.
Nah, but that feels weird. If the show would,
don't worry about it. I'm making a lot of money for stand-up. I'll pay for your flight.
That's very nice of you. But
you know what's funny? Don't you think it's interesting? And Howard makes this point all the time, but it's true. If there were a shoot this weekend, say at Jeff the Drunk's house, it would be like Joe and Chris and those guys. But it's always Ganji and Doug for the important shit.
And it should be because, it's an event that was created because of me. And Doug and Ganji and all those guys, they're like my family now. I love seeing them. I love Chris and these guys, but I haven't known them as long. I'm happy they're coming. It's not a burden. It's going to be a big party.
It's not about you.
No, I know.
It's about them having to do important work in Vegas.
Well, I want when I'm voting for one of the chicks in the Chick Pit, I want to be in focus.
Artie, Howard suggested that you should bring your new lady along for the trip, which you immediately shot down.
Howard, that's the funniest thing Howard's ever said. Listen to me. You ever hear you don't bring sand to the beach?
Yes.
That saying means even more if you're dating the sand. If the sand is your girlfriend, you really don't bring it to the beach. No, it's a guy's weekend. I explained it to her. She's lovely, and she's a classy person. And it's a guy's weekend in Vegas. I'm sure Ronnie, you still have your girl?
Yeah.
No, Ronnie's girl gets it. She's cool. It's a guy's weekend. We're not going to do anything wrong.
Guy stuff like fishing and...
No, I'm going to gamble. I told her. These are my two vices. I can't drink or do any blow or heroin. I'm going to have a cigarette in a private room, and I'm going to play craps and poker and blackjack all night. And that's going to be my vice.
You're going to come to my strip club appearance?
I'm going to come to that, but I'll just have a cigarette and stay in the corner with the King James version of the Bible. I'm not going to do anything wrong, and she knows that. I'm just going to have a fun guy's weekend.
Ronnie, you gonna hang with JD at all?
No. Yeah. Well, I'm hoping to hang with Artie, but he always says he's going to hang, but I don't.
Dude,
he never shows up.
Dude, that's because I was on heroin before. Heroin people don't show up.
Listen, I came in here to
ruin the show?
Yeah, I came in here. I'm going to ruin the show right now because Scott the engineer wants you to.
I'll pay for it.
Pay for him.
He's got it. I want Scott the engineer out there. I want him to have a good time in life. I will pay for. Tell him to book a ticket, get the cheapest coach flight he can find, going through Nebraska and London. No, seriously, I want him to book a ticket and give me the receipt. He's coming. You're all fucking coming.
Oh,
this is
geez.
John Gotti talking. Every mother, not the guys who already have a ticket. I'm not repaying for you jerk-offs. McClure, Benji, Scott the engineer, every one of you fucks is coming to the Artie party in Vegas this weekend, baby.
Hold on, Artie. I smell something here. John, could you go to line 11?
Ralph Sorella, you're on the wrap-up show.
I said, guys.
Listen, I'm not trying to get a Artie freebie because
Here comes Scott.
Because he just said he said buy a coach ticket and I don't fly coach.
Hey,
but,
Ralph, listen. Hey, Ralph, but you buy coach bags. Ralph, listen. The $300 I owe you, I'll get you a ticket to Vegas. We'll call it even. How's that sound?
That's okay. I appreciate the offer. I know it's genuine, but...
it is. I want you out there. Ralph knows how to pick up chicks, man.
I have to work Friday.
You have a job?
I do.
Oh, you got to do something.
I'm doing a special of the history of Howard Stern with John Hine.
And that broad.
2:00 on Friday.
All
we
right.
could cancel it, though.
You could be on a 4:00 plane. You land at 7.
No, wait a minute, Ralph. The all goes down Saturday. With the time change, you could make it. Get on a 7 a.m. flight Saturday. You could be in Vegas by 11 a.m.
He's done it 2:00
nice
here.
Offer. I tried to get in on it like weeks ago when you first announced it, and I said to Doug, "Hey, Doug, Howard has me in judging things all the time. How about you have, Howard TV has me there to do that."
Ralph would be great for that.
Yeah, Doug didn't see the value in it, but he figured he needed to be there. But
listen, I'm serious, Ralph. If you got to work for Howard, that's one thing. But Scott, McClure, and Benji, I'm telling you right now, you got to get your own tickets. Take care of yourself. Get nonstop coach tickets back and forth, and you give me the receipts, and you will get the money.
Scott, are you going to go?
It's an Artie party.
Are you going to go?
What about a room for him?
Artie
what
just
about a room?
Yeah, what about the room?
Not that much of a party.
He's crashing with Ronnie.
Listen, hold on, guys.
We'll get your rooms. We'll get everything. I'm bringing 4,000 gambling degenerates to the joint that night. The money they're going to make's insane. Everything's going to be free.
Private plane.
Yeah,
private
I'm
plane.
not Howard.
As soon as Scott calls home and asks permission, he's going.
No, fuck that.
I'm going home.
I'll give your wife $10,000 to give you permission. We're going.
Everybody
heard that, right?
Nothing makes a party like Scott Salem.
Yeah, exactly,
That's
Ralph.
right.
And stay away from him when I'm gambling.
So you going to go?
I would love to.
You're going.
I thank you for the offer. I have to talk to my partner. I mean,
you're a fag now?
Wait a minute now. He's been bitching about this for weeks. I should be going too. Doug should get me on this trip.
That's right.
Now get out of here.
Now Artie's willing to pay for it. Now he's bitching.
I'll pay for it. Now get out of here before Opie and Anthony walk in.
Hold on. Scott, why do you think that you should? Why were you saying that you should be on this trip before Artie offered? What's the reason?
I didn't say I should be on the trip.
What?
What did he say, Ronnie?
Doug.
Ronnie, what did he say?
You're here. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, jerk off.
Whatever.
He did. Scott wanted in from day one,
but under what's the premise?
Just because it's time to.
You mean as a judge, or
he wants to just go to Vegas?
He didn't say he needed to be there because of some audio.
No, if there's an audio mix, but that's being done by the house by the hardware.
Yeah, that'll be good. Scott's a great engineer. I want him there.
Yeah.
And fuck working. You're there for free on me.
Scott wanted to go there and ruin the audio.
Get advice from Hitler.
Okay,
Doug.
I'll be there.
Doug, how did
he'll be there.
Get permission from your wife, Mussolini.
Doug,
you getting flights over there?
Doug, how did Scott approach you? Did he casually hint, or did he say,
"Hey, motherfucker"?
It was as subtle as, "I heard you going to Vegas. Can I go?"
Right. I said, "Do you need anybody to work?" I didn't say
it's an Artie party at the Hard Rock. Every one of you is just coming. Gary, I swear, I want you to come. Get that thing out of your cock and come.
That thing's out. I got my kid's birthday party on Friday.
Make the stuff come out of your cock that should.
A rock?
Doug, semen? Doug, did anybody?
Semen, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
JD, is there a chance that you could come back on Monday having not gotten laid?
Oh, there's always a chance of that, sure.
And if you don't get laid, lie about it.
Okay.
John Hine, you're coming. The wife and kids, the wife and kids will be fine with the out. You got $20 million for that website. Give them half of it right now, and just fucking come to Vegas.
I appreciate the invite, Ralphie. So, what are you going to do? You leave it. You're not going to be doing the show with me on Friday and heading out to Vegas, or what?
No, I am the consummate professional. I've been working on Friday.
Yeah, but Friday, what time you done?
3 o'clock. Then we and Jason are going to go see Star Trek on IMAX.
Ralph, listen.
My day is booked.
Listen, Ralph, you're giving me a headache. If I would fly Jason out, but I can't afford 4 seats. It's great to be able to do fat jokes about other people now. But Ralph, please, I love Ralph, and when he's around hot chicks, he knows how to talk to them. Jason can block all the ugly guys just standing in front of us. It's gonna...
Artie, thanks. I'll think about it. I know it's genuine. And,
all right, think about it. Just if you're going to do it, just book it and give me the receipt when you get there.
Artie gets a receipt from me for $2,000.
Listen, I'll pay it because I'm winning, man.
Yeah.
I'm
Watch
winning
what you
money
say,
too.
Artie.
I'm winning money. I feel hot. I'm doubling what I make in doing stand-up. I'm so crazy right now. I'm out of my mind.
On Tuesday's wrap-up show, everybody talked about how they think I have a drinking problem and how I should limit myself to about 2 drinks a night, which I personally don't think that's going to happen. You know, I'm not a 2-drink type of guy. You know, I got a big belly. I got to feed that beast. So check it out.
Richard has said before, or at least acknowledged, that he's got a problem and he's an alcoholic, but it's a problem he can handle and he has control over.
Well, everybody who's got a problem thinks it's a problem they can handle. You know, when it comes to that, it's very difficult. Most people, it's very difficult for them to say, I have a drinking problem, because if they did, they would stop drinking. Richard admits he has a drinking problem and then continues to drink.
I don't think Richard's ever going to stop drinking. I mean, he thinks he's a social drinker.
I think he's lying when he says he sees it as a problem. I think he's placating us. I don't think he sees it as an issue.
Oh, you think he doesn't think he has a problem? You think he doesn't think he has a problem?
Right,
he's just saying it to shut everybody up here.
Yeah, because if you have a problem, wouldn't you address it?
Not necessarily, but if you feel like, I got a problem, but I'm on top of it, I have some control over it. I mean, that's always been Richard's attitude ever since this came up. He loves to drink. Sometimes he goes a little over the line, and he knows it, but he feels like he can keep it in check. Richard, we're talking about you behind your back, and now you're here.
We get to talk about something we've never talked about on the wrap-up show before, my drinking and my gayness.
Hey, it came up on today's show, which means we talk about it on the wrap-up show.
Why don't we talk about my heroin a little more, you ass licker? Write another fucking song parody about my weight and heroin, you dickwad.
And Artie clearly feeling better right now and good enough to give you advice, and heartfelt advice, I thought, about addressing what he thinks is a problem in your life.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think it's a problem?
I appreciate it. Yeah, well...
Listen, I love Richard. Speak, and then I'll talk again.
It definitely... They make it sound like a problem on the air. I haven't had a problem with them because I'm just out having fun. To me, what it boils down to is fun equals drinking. Drinking equals fun. I'm having fun out there. I'm just doing my thing. Life is short. I want to have fun.
And you don't think your behavior changes at all when you're really shit-faced?
Well, I mean, I haven't gone to jail because of it yet, knock on wood.
I'm not saying it's criminal.
That's your gauge.
I just, I get happy when I drink. I'm not an angry drunk, and it doesn't seem to cause problems. I mean, being in a wheelchair at Tampa Airport wasn't a problem for anybody.
Was it embarrassing to you?
No, not really. I mean, you're looking at a guy who, streaks where he works and gets naked. Nothing embarrasses me, really.
No, but in a way, it is causing trouble because now it's an issue at work. Howard isn't being joking when he's saying this. He's worried about you, and that's your boss worried about you. You're getting drunk at your boss's engagement party. People are talking about it more. Physically, your appearance is changing. You're getting red in the face. You're starting to look like Dom DeLuise if he stayed in the tanning salon too long. You're changing for the worse because of drinking.
But
people are noticing that.
Hold on a second. Let me play devil's advocate for a second, just so we can have both sides. Richard, have you ever missed a day of work because of drinking?
No.
Have you ever missed a gig because of drinking?
No.
Have you been arrested because of drinking?
No.
So aside from when you drink on the weekends, does it affect your job or life at all?
Not at all.
Does your girlfriend not want to be with you because you drink too much?
No.
So he can play that in. I understand what Artie's saying, but now Richard will play that in.
But Garrett, okay, he hasn't missed a day of work, but it is affecting his work in some way. It's a subject at work, and millions of people are hearing about it, and it could affect him getting other work. His girlfriend is a wonderful person, but who knows? I don't know this for sure. Maybe she drinks a little too much, too. I don't know. And maybe you're enabling each other. That's something. You two are a sweet couple, but maybe you got to look at that and maybe live a little healthier. I sound like a preacher because I'm an asshole. I've done every wrong thing in the world, and it did fuck up my life. And because I worked for a great man, he didn't fire me, and I'm still alive. And who knows? I may relapse. I could sound like a hypocrite. That happens, but I know that being wheeled in a wheelchair in an airport, that affects your life. People know about it. But it makes people look differently upon you, and those people, their decisions could affect your life.
So what makes you look at Richard more differently? Getting wheeled in a wheelchair in Tampa or licking Sal's taint? And I'm being totally serious when I say that.
One he did sober, so fine, and one he did because he was drunk. If he was drunk when he licked Sal's taint, that's why. Okay, he's just a crazy, fun guy, and he did that for the show. But he got drunk and got wheeled in a wheelchair. That's a drinking problem. That's an alcoholic. You're an alcoholic, and you got to admit that to yourself. It doesn't mean you have to stop drinking. A lot of alcoholics just say, fuck you, I'm going to keep drinking. And you're from Kansas. You're a man's man. I get it. I hate when people tell me what to do. But, dude, you're an alcoholic. And I love you, and I love you to death. You're funny. You're talented. You write music, which is something I'm envious of. Thanks, but, Keith Richards did, too. And he was a heroin addict. It doesn't help your life. And that's all Howard's saying. Howard's being serious when he's saying that. And I know it sounds funny coming from me. But maybe a guy who's been there is the one who can help you more.
Yeah, I just love it because I've never heard Richard referred to as a man's man.
No, he is. Because look, his father's a man's man. Richard grew up in Kansas. He didn't grow up like fucking Paris Hilton. You know what I mean? He knows how to work. He baled hay. He probably sucked cock for money. I don't know if that's true, but I'm just saying. That's a day's work. Sucking cock is a day's work, man. That's you come home and you got to really shower.
A man's man leaves those messages for Will, and the man's man wants to see Brian Phelan naked on the show.
You don't want anybody to think you're gay, but when you were drunk, it affected your life because you left the homoist message on Will's fucking answering machine.
And I've given into that. I don't mind if people think I'm gay because I'm not gay, and I know it.
Good, because you are.
So hey, Richard, if people think it, I'm fine with it.
When you left that message,
everyone thinks it.
When you left that message, did you know you were leaving that message? Do you have no recollection of leaving that message?
I totally remember leaving that message. I was just messing around. I was. I call, drunk people call, they drunk dial and call people and have a little fun.
And say, hey, dude, let's go to the game tomorrow. Let's gamble. Not, hey, I want to suck your cock and your ass is hot, Will.
Well, in all fairness to Richard, even when he's not drinking, he thinks the gay stuff is funny, which was proven today when he said, I have a great idea for the show. Let's get Brian Phelan
that came out of left field. By the way, let's get Phelan in here naked.
And you're a bear. You use the word that gay guys use seriously. You said he's a bear.
He is.
Well, I don't even know what to say right now.
I lost you on, I thought he was doing a comedy bit. I lost you on, but look at him. He's so cuddly.
He is. I'll walk by Brian in the hall and I'll just give him a big hug. And not as a gay thing. It feels good. It's like you're hugging a big beanbag or something. There's just something that feels good about wrapping your arms around something that's big and soft and cuddly.
And rubbing your soft on against his leg.
And I got news for you, dude. When people say when they hug me, it feels the same way. And if you hug me in the hall, I'm dropping you.
I'm not. I know better.
Okay, good.
Well, Howard gave Richard some advice at the end of the time you were in there, and hit it, Teddy. I want to know if you're going to take this to heart.
You worry about you with the champagne and all the alcohol. Limit yourself to 2 glasses.
Oh, forget it, Howard.
That's
Robin,
no fun.
That's ridiculous.
This is what's going to prove to him he's an alcoholic. You're not allowed to have more than 2 drinks a day. On a given day. And you can't wait.
On Saturday, he can save them all up.
That's what I was going to say. If I don't drink during the week.
No more than 2 drinks a day.
2 drinks a day?
That's tough.
And you can't save them up. You can't wait till Sunday and have 14.
Yeah, because if I don't drink during the week, I get 10 drinks on Saturday.
Why is that so tough? You're a fun-loving guy. You need to drink to have a good time?
It definitely helps. Like, try going to a bar and not drinking. It's just boring.
I do every weekend when I do stand-up. And you know
I
what?
commend you for it. It's hard.
It takes willpower. It takes willpower.
But I think he's saying you have to do that because it's all or nothing. And Richard's saying in his mind, I've got it under control. But does he?
Under control? No, he doesn't. He doesn't have it under control.
Well,
that's where you're fooling yourself.
I know. Okay.
And look, 2 drinks a day and 3 cocks. Can you do that?
Hey, what's up? This is Will, and on Wednesday's wrap-up show, we talked about how everyone in the studio took off their shirt to show off their amazing bodies. A couple people called me in, but I wasn't going in there. I couldn't compete with, Jason, Benji, and Artie for best bod, so I'm out.
There was a moment when everyone's shirt was off in the studio. How did that happen, and what was going on there?
Almost everyone's shirt. What happened was if you were in the studio, you got caught up in that. Well, first of all, that caller called. What's the guy's name, Will?
Johnny Boy. John Boy.
Is John Boy gay? Or was he just being goofy?
Which was all weird. He wasn't even being goofy, though. I didn't understand what
he
his
was almost
angle
acting
was.
gay today, but I mean, he got something going. So I know he wanted to see Howard, and then everybody started taking their shirts off. Then they called in Richard, and Richard will do anything. And then Sal came in, and then Artie did it, which, listen, he did it when he was a lot heavier, so I could understand that. But they kept calling for Will, and Will was pretending like he didn't hear. They kept calling for me. I was pretending like they didn't hear. And then at one point, they even called. I threw Tim under the bus to try to get out from under it because I just didn't want to deal with it. But Jason took his shirt off, and Benji, of course, too. But Benji's part nudist.
And Robin declared Fred looking the best with everybody's shirts off.
And I disagree with that. Like, Fred has the overall like a great physique. It's very masculine. Howard has an incredible chest. If you look at it.
So your vote would have been for Howard.
If you listen individually on the chest alone, his chest beat anyone in there. Overall physique and shape, it's Fred.
Yeah,
Fred has a great masculine shape.
Didn't look that hard.
And Gary, was there any way you were going to go in?
I mean, I don't need to be in there. I don't need affirmation that I'm fucking fat. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need to see it.
You thought that's what was going to happen?
Oh, no. And I, for one, am one of those people. I haven't worked out in so long. Like, I'm one of those ones when I take my shirt off, it's not like, oh, Gary doesn't look so. Gary looks fatter than he is. I'm as fat as I look.
Well, didn't Howard say that whoever wasn't willing to do it clearly has some kind of problem, or I think
hang up?
Yes,
I got a hang
sort
up.
of hang up.
I totally have a hang up. I don't want to look fat.
Now, what about you? Often requested, Will Murray.
I don't know. I just didn't want to deal with it. Everyone was like taking their shirts off, and I don't need to go in there and be judged by people. It's just whatever. It wasn't like it was gay or whatever. I just didn't want to deal with it.
Yeah, but see, I don't
understand
you. You're like the girl with big tits who won't be in the wet T-shirt contest. You're at least in good shape.
Yeah, do you feel you have a good body?
I think it's okay.
Are you comfortable in your own skin?
Yes, I'm comfortable in my own skin, but
do you think like people would have said, "Well, wow, it looks great"?
I think they'd be like, "Oh, he looks all right. Yeah, whatever." I don't think it look bad or anything. I don't know. I think the pictures are all over the internet of you with your shirt off everywhere.
Horrible,
I don't need that horse shit.
We'll just want some thinking about what it could look like versus actually seeing.
Exactly. I'm sure in their imagination it's much better.
Keep
Richards.
Keep the mystery alive. It certainly is in Richards. Okay, who looked the worst in there?
Well, Jason. I mean, always. Well, see, again, Artie looked so much better than he did 6 months ago that you can't say Artie looked bad. And quite honestly, Jason's got 40 pounds on Artie now, maybe 50. And, and then the hair thing is just, it's a riot.
That's what's great about being horribly, horribly obese. As soon as you lose like 20 pounds, you're still obese, but people are like, wow, you're really getting better there.
Like, Benji, what are you weighing in at, say, today, around?
208.
Really?
Naked in the morning. Yeah, I did it
And
in the
what
morning.
were you 6 months ago?
I don't know exactly, about 40 pounds more.
All right, so that's good.
Have you ever cracked 200?
Yeah, definitely.
Fourth
one of our
grade.
weight loss contests. The lowest I was in a weight loss contest was about 195. Not this current one, but the one we did before. And I'm going when I get to 170 now. I'm gonna do a Beth Ostrowski makeover.
Nice.
Congratulations.
We only have a year and a half left.
If she's into it, if she's up.
Will, you agree? You think Jason was the?
I mean, there
one
was a
not to
couple
look at?
big boys in there with their issues. Like Benji kind of had some like side titty going
You know,
on.
you guys always said I'm trying to
Artie
make my
has
lats.
like just horrific stretch marks the entire way around his stomach, and Jason's just an overall mess.
What's with the rash on Richard? that everyone was talking about. Like
he had he had like chigger bites on his titties.
I mean, he doesn't shower for weeks. Is it really?
Is
that
that
much of a
really true?
surprise?
I mean, is that really, really true? Does he really not shower for more than a week at a time?
Yeah, I would say a week stretch would be not out of the question.
That would explain, your body just gets oily and gross and everything. It's sweaty.
I thought Jason is so odd looking. It doesn't look gross. It looks almost like some sort of animal
It's
or something.
fascinating.
It is. It looks like one of those like a Coney Island sideshow, it's a Weevil Boy or something like that.
You mean he's deformed in some
No, he
way?
looks like he's part animal, like when he takes his shirt off.
He really is very hairy. I mean, he's very uptight about it, and he's joked about it, how the Korean woman wanted to charge him double, but he really is a very hairy dude.
Well, if he's uptight about it, why is he taking off his shirt when he's in there?
Because he'll do anything for Howard.
Howard
He
ordered
really
him
will.
to.
He loves Howard.
He's very parish. I think that's what his issue is. It's not like a big guy that's like a fat guy. Sometimes they have a bigger upper body. He's kind of like a little slender up top, and then it gets bigger as you get down in the gut area.
Again, not
ass
to get too gay, but even like with Artie, Artie does have the stretch marks and stuff, but you could see Artie's got the physique of a guy who was in shape who got out of shape, as opposed to a guy who was never in shape.
Right.
Jason's like a giant. I don't know what they're called, like those things, but he's even more expanded, like a triangle. Those things you punch, but they keep bouncing back up.
Thursday's wrap-up show was all about a legendary record holder who's taken 2,700 loads to her face. Yes, I'm talking about Sabrina Deep, the Bukkake Queen, and we're all fascinated by why she's doing it, her husband Fabio who showed up, and God knows we love to talk about stuff like that. And here's how the discussion went.
The big guest today was the Bukkake Queen and her husband Fabio. And Gary, you never know what you're going to get when the Bukkake Queen shows up.
Yeah, I looked at the website yesterday. She looked okay. I was looking at the notes. I was like, 2,700 loads on the face, the whole deal. But, you never know what somebody's personality is going to be. That's where we trust Will. Will said she'd be pretty good. So she came on and she was willing to talk about everything. But she started to talk about her husband, Fabio, and the weird rules that they have. And Ronnie walks over to me. He goes, Fabio's in the green room. So I said, Will, put up a note. Fabio's here. And Howard brings him in, and he was exactly what you expect Fabio to be.
How would you describe Fabio?
Italian-looking, middle 30s, sort of shell-shocked looking. And he was wearing a weird thing. He had a T-shirt tied around the front of his pants that looked like he was wearing a skirt, but it was just a T-shirt. But mild-mannered, quiet, that sort of thing. Not who I expected to be the husband of a porn star.
Right. Did you have any indication that he enjoyed pissing on his wife?
Well, I mean, the indication was that he's married to her. You figure. I'm only guessing, but if she does that in her porn life, I think that some of that spills over to real life. Even though porn stars say it doesn't, I think it starts to get blurry. So I would assume that she likes a guy who is into some interesting stuff.
Well, he mentioned that he is very much aware of what she does and what she did, and he'd rather know what his wife's doing than not know what his wife is doing.
I mean, listen, you can rationalize anything. His great line was, he turns around to Howard and he goes, listen, I know where my wife is all day. He goes, you don't know where your wife is. You don't know how many loads she's getting on her face. As if all women get loads on their face.
Now, did Sabrina pronounce Bukkake? That's what Steve Brandano told me. Is that the correct pronunciation?
I heard a favorite
traditional pronunciation.
I heard her favorite baseball player is Carlos Beltran.
And is 2,700 loads to the face, is that a record as far as you know, Will?
Oh, definitely. 2,700 different men. I think JD is like 2,500, so he's just under.
And where do you think the office is that keeps those records?
Yeah, right. There was an actual guy. Remember, we had it was like sexualworldrecords.com, I think is a website, and he would come bring all these girls in that were trying to break these most heinous records.
Now, do you think she enjoys it at this point, or is it just
I couldn't come
going
up
to
with
work?
I think she believes she enjoys it.
Yeah, I couldn't come up with a better explanation of why. I mean, she didn't seem that damaged. Obviously, there's something going on there, but it wasn't like she was like horribly molested as a kid or she was a prostitute for a while. It just seemed like she liked the attention that she gets from it.
Now, did you guys know that Bukkake was a form of Japanese punishment, as she described?
I knew it was Japanese. Because that's where we first found out about it. We used to get, in the late 80s and early 90s, we used to get these bizarre Japanese porn movies that we were fascinated with. Like, one of them was one of our favorite ones. It wasn't like we liked the actual act itself, but it was funny watching this woman's walking on the beach, and suddenly, like 50 Japanese guys, surround her. And then all of a sudden, like 10 Japanese guys are carrying a giant toilet, almost like a throne, and they bring it onto the beach, and then they sit down and they all yell at her to shit into the toilet. So we've always been interested in what goes. We know that like Japan has wacky shit going on. They're a very repressed society, those Japanese.
Now, Sabrina was literally up for anything, and Teddy hit number one. At one point, Howard asked, "Is there anything that you wouldn't do?"
What won't you do? If you are allowed,
what won't I do? Okay.
Yeah. I think you're pretty much into.
Let's start with what you won't let anybody kill her yet.
Would you ever put your own fist up your own? Would you ever put your own fist up your own backside?
I've done that.
You have done that.
Yeah, I just started doing that. Actually, I was really surprised that it went up.
You pushed your whole fist.
How do you do that?
You're an amazing girl.
So clearly, and she later described how it compared to other things being in her ass, but to stick your fist up your own ass, that's a talent.
Well, Will had mentioned that he found out in the pre-interview that she could stick her fist up her backside and in her private parts, like one fist in one place, one fist in the other place. I actually wanted to see that. Call me kooky. It didn't turn me on, but that's almost like going to the circus. Like, you go, they tell you the man with two heads, and you go, that's not possible. They pull the curtain. Like, I wanted to see it that way.
What did you think of Sabrina, I guess, in Fabio's rules, where they drew the line? No kissing?
It is interesting that that there's. You think that in this world there's no rules, and then you find out they have rules. I like the finger rule, not because of what it meant, but just because of the hygiene aspect of it. Meaning, there's rules. There's a rule for the rule. There's no fingering, but if you do follow the rule of cutting your nails correctly and hygienically washing them, then a finger's okay.
Now, you guys book a ton of guests for this show. Did you think they had any chance of getting on Ellen or Regis on this trip in this time?
They barely had a chance of getting on here.
You got to love how naive they were about that.
Well, see, that's what I loved about her as a guest. She totally knew that she'd never get on those shows, but she found it sweet that Fabio wanted her to get on those shows, was going to make those calls. Did they say that they actually made a call? Did Fabio make the call?
Email.
Yeah.
They sent emails, right?
Yep.
They probably thought, like, Regis people probably thought it was like one of those disgusting spams. They're probably having their computer scrubbed right now.
Well, did you know about the UFO sighting?
Yes, she went into great detail about how she saw this UFO and it actually chased her down the country road for a while, and she had a whole thing. I mean, she seemed to know how bizarre it sounded, but she definitely believed it.
That was another great moment. Howard goes, well, where'd you see this UFO? And she goes, well, it was a rural road in Canada. And I'm going, of course it was.
Now let's talk about that Sibian ride. What were you wearing two masks for that?
Well, as I'm running in the door, Will goes, put your mask on. She's a squirter. So
just trying to warn him.
Which I thought was really nice of you, Will.
Of course.
So I went for the mask that gave me the best coverage. And then she said, she even sort of referenced it. It was a lot of talking going on at once, and the microphones weren't all where they were supposed to be. But she did say, do you have the mask on? Because I am a squirter. And I don't know if that got on mic or not. So luckily she didn't do that. But yeah, I'm always aware of that now. Fool me once.
And what'd you think of the ride?
I thought the ride was one of the most amusing rides I've ever seen. I mean, I don't know how real it was. Again, not to get so graphic, but sometimes these women sit on the Sibian and sometimes they ride the Sibian. She was riding the Sibian. She was like really like rubbing up against it, moving back and forth. But from an audible point of view, it was one of the funniest things I've ever heard in my fucking life.
And at the end, why did Fabio tell Howard to back off? What happened during that?
I didn't see.
We were trying to figure it out. I mean, his mood definitely changed after the Sibian ride. He got more defensive and was like, all right, stay away from my girl type attitude.
Yeah, I almost felt like it was my fault, like she busted a nut while I was turning the knob, but I didn't have anything to do with it. I mean, to be quite honest with you, I turned it up full tilt about 20 seconds in, just sort of put it down.
Just floored it?
I floored it, exactly. I was doing donuts in the parking lot.
And it didn't break any of the rules. I mean, they were clear about the rules early on. So,
yeah. But I wonder if he's ever seen, like, say she really did, like, I don't know, what do you call it, bust a nut, blow it, whatever. Say she came. I wonder if he's ever been that close and seen it, even though it's not under the guy. It must be weird to see it when he's not in charge of it in front of a room full of guys.
I guess so. He was upset. Chris in New York, you're on the wrap-up show.
Hey, what's going on, guys? How are you?
Good, Chris. How you doing?
You know what you were just talking about? It's funny because that's what I was thinking. He put up his hand at Howard because maybe he's feeling a little jealous of the Sibian. I mean, maybe that was authentic, that she was really getting off on it. I mean, I think it was definitely one of the better sounding Sibian rides that you guys have had on the show.
You should have seen it.
Looked like an exorcism. Right? It was pretty wild.
The one thing I'll have to say, like Will and I have a lot of indicators, which I didn't see on her, which is the shaky arms and the quivering lip and stuff like that. But when she stood up, she was wobbly.
And she was teary-eyed, too. Like, she had been crying, I think, a little bit.
The Sibian fucked her so hard she cried?
Yeah.
This is the best of the wrap-up show. A recap and behind-the-scenes look with John High and Gary Dell'Abate. The best of the wrap-up show begins now.
Hey, what's up? This is Jason, and on Monday's wrap-up show, the guys had a lot to discuss because Robin had just gotten back from the Joan Rivers roast, where she roasted Joan Rivers, and Howard played her entire act on the show, and the guys discussed it, and the consensus was she did a pretty good job. Check it out.
Robin comes in a little late, right off the plane from the roast. How do you think she? I know we haven't seen it or heard it, but let's speculate anyway. How do you think she did?
It's hard to tell. I mean, it sounds like she did pretty good. You know, that she was in there with a lot of seasoned comedians. I think that probably her biggest difficulty would have been that when people joked about her, she didn't have the ability to write a joke on the spot to come back at them. But I think she probably did pretty well.
She seemed pretty happy with it. Benji, what'd you think?
I don't remember. There's something I was going to say. We go to someone else.
All right, Jason's here.
I mean, without hearing any of it, you know, she seems pretty confident that it went well. I liked Artie's jokes, the ones that Artie told. They were pretty funny. So,
but she didn't use any of those. She only used one of Artie's.
Oh, I remember.
It also depends on how they edit her. I mean, they could edit her to look good or bad.
I remember what I was thinking about. This came later in the show. How many people see the comedy roast?
The Comedy Central ones are pretty popular because they run them constantly on Comedy Central. Then they put them right out on DVD, so you get the uncensored one.
Yeah, but I was thinking, like, based
millions.
on what they were saying about Letterman and Conan, like, people probably more hear about the roast here,
right,
than actually see the actual roast.
That's probably true.
Yeah, that was it. That's the thing I forgot to.
Okay, well, thank you. I'm glad you remembered. Do you think Robin was the biggest name at this roast, as Artie said?
Depends on how old you are. Like, I'm more impressed by Carl Reiner, but, you know, I don't know how many people know who he is.
Well, also, but you see Robin every day, so it's hard to...
Right. But, I mean, I think Carl Reiner's a big name, but I'm probably sound like an old fart. Most people probably go, who the fuck is Carl Reiner?
I got to say, I was shocked at the guest list when they said it this morning. There was nobody there. I mean, Carl Reiner, whatever. I mean, Carl Reiner's a genius, and he's great, but he's got to be 95 at this point. Right. He probably didn't even know he was there. And, I mean... Greg Giraldo and Jeff Ross. I mean, this is one of our roasts. Like, I mean, was Florentine and Mike Morris going to be there too? I mean, who else did they get?
Well, who were the big names? It was Giraldo, Jeffrey Ross, who was always there.
Kathy Griffith.
Kathy Griffith hosted it.
What's the chick's name that won our contest? Whitney Cummings.
Yeah, but she's a writer on that show, so she's always there.
Gilbert Gottfried was there.
Right, but Gilbert turns down nothing. You pay him and he shows up.
And
for real.
What does that say about Joan, though? See, I'm just throwing that out there. I mean, because I know Chevy Chase said... when nobody showed up when none of his old SNL guys showed up for his roast, and then he was hammered really hard, that it made him think differently about himself.
Well, there's a couple things going on. First of all, if this were a roast that Joan was doing at the Friars Club for charity, I bet the guest list would be a lot more. There's a lot of people who might say, you know what? I mean, it's a roast, and it's for Joan, but you're also basically giving away all your jokes and your rights for free to Comedy Central for them to then package on a DVD, and I bet that keeps some of the bigger people away.
$25,000. I don't know. I'd go write some jokes.
Do you think you should be able to stop and start at the roast? Like Robin said that she had to do it once, but a few of them were doing that.
Well, that's why I think that our roast will someday go down in history, because not only can you not stop and start, but you can't edit. Doing a roast here, for better or for worse, is really a test of how good you can roast.
Yeah, you're live without a net.
Yeah.
But we've talked about doing the same thing. We've talked about putting out edited versions of it.
And we've turned it down.
Yeah, I'm vehemently against that idea.
Now,
I think that it should be what it is.
Do you guys think it was fair to say Melissa's off limits at a Joan Rivers roast?
Absolutely not. And then I think, I saw Artie had Robin in the hallway, and Artie was giving Robin the, you should have just fucking told the jokes. You should have told them to go fuck themselves. You have enough clout. But I don't think Robin realized that because she hasn't been in that, in that area before, so she probably got a little skittish about it. Plus, Joan's a genuine friend of the show too. I mean, she's not just somebody that comes on. We've been to her, we've been to Melissa's wedding. We've been to her house. She is a friend of the show. So Robin probably, out of respect for Joan, didn't go there. But after she heard everybody do it, probably wishes she had.
I thought what sucked is it sounded like Robin didn't find that out till she arrived.
Yeah,
like they
that's
should have
right.
told her this, 3 weeks ago or whenever she was booked to do it. But I mean, listen, she's agreeing to do it. Joan's agreeing to do it. Who knows where the stipulation comes from?
Yeah.
Like Joan might be fine with it, but she might be maybe Melissa's like hysterical and saying you got to stop this.
Well, also worst case, you're not airing it live. You can always fix that in the post production. Even if people did go there.
But I think there's probably restrictions on a lot of these things that we just don't.
There are. We
don't
knew
hear.
there was a William Shatner restriction.
For anyone who watched Celebrity Apprentice, I mean, Joan cannot handle any criticism of her daughter. I mean, she can't. I mean, I'm not surprised by this move at all. That poker place said one bad thing about Melissa, and Joan flipped out and walked off the show. It was ridiculous.
John, they had the conversation a little bit this morning, but for you, if you were booking this roast, who were the people that were glaringly missing that should be up there that weren't up there?
I have to think about that.
Because Robin hits it right. Maybe the people that should have been up there really aren't alive anymore.
Like Ed
Jones,
McMahon
she's outlived her contemporaries, you're saying?
On some level. I mean, she'd be the first to admit it.
I think that's true.
You would have asked Johnny Carson to roast her. He wouldn't have done it, but that would have been a perfect sort of nemesis.
Ed McMahon, you said that'd be perfect.
What about even a Richard Lewis? I mean, I know he's not.
Maybe Shandling.
But they don't have a relation. Maybe they could have been there because they're bigger names.
David Brenner came up, right?
That was the one that probably should have been.
I think there's a lot of people she came up with really early on, out of the improv scene in Chicago, that probably could have been there. I think Ed Asner she might have come up with.
She didn't come up out of Chicago at all.
Yes, she did.
No, she didn't. I read her book. She used to play the Gaslight down in Greenwich Village.
Compass Players, Chicago, which
maybe
became
she was
Second City.
Toady Fields has been dead for 30 years. You know what I mean? Who's her contemporary?
On Tuesday's wrap-up show, everybody discussed their masturbatorial techniques, which I'm pretty damn curious about. I found it very interesting that Sal uses a shower head and shower water to induce him to an orgasm, and I was curious about Gary's masturbation techniques too, and whether he stands up or lays down to whack it. And myself, I've made love to 1 or 2 paper towel rolls in my day, so it was a nice, fun, manly discussion, and I think you'll enjoy it. Check it out.
I don't know why, but I'm curious about Gary masturbating. Do you masturbate laying down or standing up? What's your favorite way?
All of the above, douchebag.
You don't have a certain type? Do you ever turn your hand around the other way because it feels more like another person?
No, like Benji.
Did you ever do it Eric the Midget style? That's when I first started, back when I was a kid. That's the only way I knew. Then I realized guys use their hands.
Gary, have you ever blown a load with the shower beaming on the head of your penis?
No.
You've never done that?
No, maybe in the shower beaming on my back.
Sal, what's the strangest way you've ever masturbated?
Probably with the shower, like a chick, I guess. If you turn that shower head up real strong, and you let it beam on your cock like a laser beam, and I'll just put my hands behind my back and I'll spread my legs a little bit and just let it go. It's amazing.
Wait, you're telling me you can finish with your hands behind your back with just
like this,
just a shower head on you?
I put my hands slightly by my ass. I open my legs up a little bit, and I beam the shower head just right, and then
that's interesting because that is a classic way that girls do it.
And you know what? You watch your penis actually get erect without anything touching it except for the water.
Well, that might be,
it goes up
because
and it swings up like a fucking seesaw, and then
that's probably because of your foreskin. Like people say, you're more sensitive. You probably have enough sensitivity that can get you off.
Right, because that's true. I can do it. I let the water hit the foreskin.
Richard, anything stranger than that?
Yeah, I mean, maybe not that strange, but I made love to the middle of a paper towel roll one time.
Yeah.
Wet or dry?
You got to lube it up, Dry, you get paper cuts and stuff. But back, in the days when in the middle of that 10-year drought, you got to do what you got to do. And a paper towel roll, I'm not suggesting anybody do this because if you got the wrong size penis, it could be unsafe. But mine fit the inside of a paper towel roll perfect.
Bullshit. I've seen your dick. It does not fit in there.
Hey, Gary.
You saw it hard once, so it gets bigger.
Where was that?
When Bubba gave me Cialis and I ran in the studio one time,
dude,
semi-erect.
You've never fucked a toilet paper roll or a
no.
Gary,
have you ever?
I'm a prude.
Yeah. Have you guys ever did this? I think every guy has done this. This one's a tough one, but I know we've all been there.
Oh God.
when you're jacking off, have you ever like semi-slipped a digit up your ass? Like at least. I'm not saying going all crazy, but like if you ever like felt around a little bit, like you're looking for something and you just went up a little bit, like a half a fingernail up your ass.
All right, John Hine, answer the question.
Sal,
I can honestly say that I've never done that.
I swear on the life of my children, I've never shoved a finger up my ass while jerking off.
Okay, neither have I.
Have you ever tried? Gary, have you ever tried to lick your own ass while you're jerking off?
John,
you're really into that.
John,
John, we're in a vortex.
John, you never went for the digit up the old poop chute?
Never did the digit,
Will?
Sal.
No,
I know
who,
you. I know you did though. I know you did.
I tried a little bit and I didn't like it. I just went up there a little. And I was like, "Wow, this just doesn't feel right." So I stopped immediately.
Was that with the shower? Because you had free
I was
hands,
sitting on the can, and I was just bored out of my mind.
What do you mean? You just take it a shit? Yeah.
I usually jerk off when I take a dump. But then you're.
I got to get out of this.
Wait. No, I wasn't taking
it. Really gross.
I wasn't taking a dump at the time. I sat down.
So
on
you're
the
sitting.
can.
So you're sitting on the toilet and you're jerking off, and then you decided to see what it would feel like if you stuck a finger up your ass.
Yeah, I think because people say that you get it's more erogenous there. So I said, hey, let me give it a shot, and I went up with a half a digit. And
what finger was it?
I don't remember, but. It didn't feel good. I didn't like it. But I think a lot of men have done it. They won't admit it. I know.
I would have no problem.
I would admit it.
It's just not.
Yeah. I would admit it.
You should try it.
I think anybody
might like it.
I think anybody in here would admit it. No one is. You're alone, my friend.
But I think Sal's right. I think a lot of guys you hear about, they use like things to stimulate the prostate.
Well, your
through
balls,
the
but your balls feels good to
That's
touch
the thing.
with the other
You can,
hand.
I don't like touching
There's
my
a
balls.
spot under your balls, but you can do it right from the outside where you can massage the prostate. But the
Right
thought of
above
something
the
actually
taint.
going in
John,
the
take
ass
a call.
I'm
just
trying
really
to.
painful.
Buddy in Springfield, you're on the wrap-up show.
What's up, guys, man? An interesting conversation, I'll tell you. Okay, so why did you have to pick a half a pinky or a half a finger before he realizes he doesn't like it? I mean, once you start playing with it, you'd realize it, wouldn't you?
Yeah, well, I stuck a finger in there. I went up halfway. It just didn't feel normal.
How long was it in there for?
Probably 2 seconds.
Okay.
I was rubbing my asshole a little bit first, and I went in, and then I was like, "This." It didn't feel right, and I think that's a good thing.
How about this? Have you guys ever had chicks try to do that to you?
Yes.
And I think for some reason, a lot of chicks are just like fascinated by it.
Gary loves it. I heard.
don't love it.
You always talk about
Didn't
it.
you use, that was Ronnie that used to use dildos at his ass?
Yeah, I never did that.
When you have a chick, you're not going to stop. I mean, it might be even painful, but men are so desperate to have good, crazy sex that when a chick is doing something that's so taboo, you're not going to stop. You might scrunch up a little bit or whatever, and it might hurt a little. It's like getting your prostate checked, but you won't stop if a girl's doing that unless it gets out of control.
So on Wednesday's wrap-up show, we talked about Lisa G being a D-cup, which is totally bullshit. D-cup my ass. She's probably wearing a training bra, a teen size, maybe D, if they do make such a thing. If she's an A cup, she's a lot, maybe A plus cup. Because I know certain girls that are A cups and they're like the same size as her, but at least they got little perky boobs. Unlike someone else I know, let her fuck herself anyway. Who cares? Who gives a shit about her? We don't care. Watch the show and check it out.
Today, Lisa G came in and revealed that she, in fact, is not a C cup like she said she was, but actually a D or double D cup. And a lot of the people here are in disbelief. They just don't buy it. I want to know your take. What do you think?
Well, it's like a man saying that I'm getting larger underpants.
Right.
Fred said, the size. You change the name or the size of the labeling of the condom that you use. That's what it is, I think. Lisa's got the same boobs, and Robin has taken weight off, so maybe that throws the balance off, so that they have to change bras, but the boobs are the same. I think Lisa is a very attractive woman, and she just hasn't been dressing to show off her assets.
Gary, what you going to say?
I got to do a huge argument with Lisa in the hall today, and I was really offended by it. She really pissed me off today because she made some accusations at me that just she said that I said things that weren't true.
What did she say?
When she came out of the studio, she was holding that pink tank top, and I said, "So Lisa, what's the deal? Are you going to put it on?" She goes, "I'm not putting on this thing. This thing is, you know," she goes, "it's like crappy material." So I said, "Oh, if it were like $100 shirt, you'd wear it?" She goes, "No." She goes, "What do you want me to be, like a hooker?" So then Ronnie walks in, he goes, "Oh, so you're saying anybody who wears that shirt is dressed like a hooker?" And then she said, "Yeah, Gary told me he wants me to put that on and dress up like a whore." And I said, "I never said that. I just said, why don't you put the tank top on?" And I don't necessarily agree that every girl that wears it is a whore. So then Ronnie really got under her skin, and he goes, "Oh, yeah, you think girls who wear that are whores? Guess what? I saw Beth wearing that the other day. What do you say now?" And then Lisa got all tongue-tied and left.
Now, do you think if you got a designer tank top for Lisa, she would put it on?
No, she's full of excuses. You know, I was giving her grief about the fact that she goes on the air and says she wants to be edgy. Now that she knows she's got these new boobs, maybe she should be showing them off more, and she wants to be edgy. But then when you ask her to be edgy, the edge goes away.
Ronnie, go ahead, Ben.
No, I was just saying I think we should convince her to get a breast reduction now.
Ronnie,
yes.
What drove you to tears when you were in there?
Dude, because everybody in the back office was like throwing stuff, carrying on. The Howard TV room, they wanted to shut the show down. I mean, they were just so sick of hearing this bullshit. And Gary was going to go in, and I said, "Gary, should I go in?" And he goes, yeah, that's a better idea. You go in. And I don't know. I just fucking lost it, man. I don't know what happened.
If you missed it.
I was crying.
I was touched that you were moved to tears.
Yeah, dude. I had to go on my glove.
Wait, but do you understand why he was so upset?
Oh, yeah, because he was laughing so hard.
No, but do you understand what he was upset about?
What was I upset about?
That she wouldn't put the shirt on.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's what he was
She's
representing the guys.
Not a team player. I'm sorry.
All right, now, that's not why you were crying.
But forget
But
forget about the team player part. Throwing the team player part out the window. Lisa sends very mixed signals.
Yeah,
like she did that rap last week, the Erin Andrews video. She goes, "Sometimes I wish that would happen to me because I need to have like a scandal in my life to look edgy." So Lisa's now feeling like she wants to be this edgy person, but is willing to do nothing to be edgy.
Well, does everybody know what happened afterwards out in the hallway?
Gary just described it.
Okay.
But I was upset that she accused me of saying that I said she should be a whore, or I accused her of being a whore. And I said, "Believe me, Lisa, no one here is accusing you of being a
what
whore."
she was saying basically was any girl that wears a tank top is a whore or a stripper.
Now, if you missed it earlier, this is what we were talking about. Ronnie came in to represent people in the back who are upset that Lisa claims to be a D.
You went to the bra store yesterday with my wife.
Right.
My wife said there's no way you're a C cup.
Right. She thought I was a 32B.
Right.
I told you, gentlemen, I was a 32C. I have been for years. That it's been a struggle for me to find a 32C just until recently.
And so when she went into the bra store, the same store you went to, Robin, where this woman looks at you and she can size you up so that you get the proper fitting bra.
So what happened?
She looks at Lisa G and says,
"Lisa, you are a 30D.
D.
And if not, a 30 double D.
Training bra."
How would you best describe the reaction of the entire office when that came out, Gary?
Horror.
Why horror?
So because it was like when you hear that somebody's been shot, it's just like, it was unbelievable.
Now, are people upset because they don't believe her, or are they upset because of the attitude she's carrying during this?
All of the above.
Go ahead, Jason.
And it just justifies her delusions that she has big breasts. Like, look, I don't care what you call the bra. You call them D's all you want. You can put a label on the bra. It doesn't make them D breasts. I mean,
but are we accepting that? Which I think we should, that they are D's.
No, I do not.
Absolutely not. That's why I wanted her to put the shirt on without the bra. At least we could see some kind of shape or something. I wasn't asking her to get naked.
What I'm saying is,
I was asking her to put a shirt on without a bra, which hopefully she does at night when she goes to sleep.
Right. You didn't want her topless or anything like that.
No.
You just wanted her to model
I didn't say anything
that.
of the sort about her being topless.
Let me give you an example. I shop at Casual Male, which is for where really fat people go to shop, okay? Now, I don't know if this is true, but here's the deal. I've heard a rumor that they actually make their size is smaller so you don't feel as bad. Like, meaning if I go to Old Navy and buy a 2X shirt, I can't fit into it. But for some reason, I go to casual male and the 2X shirt is falling off me. So what I'm saying is that, people fudge their numbers. So you can put any label on Lisa's bra you want, but she's still flat as a board and nothing is going to change that.
She's not flat as a board. She's slightly below average. Like I'm on one of my new favorite websites, HollywoodTuna.com, but it's just pictures of women, in Hollywood. I'm looking at a picture of Katy Perry. Remember Katy Perry, who was on our show?
Huge.
And Katy Perry said she is a double D.
Yeah.
She's now is Lisa trying to get me to believe that she's, even though they're whatever that width size, when you cut the tree open, whatever the circumference is, the 30 number is different. I am looking at a double D, and it does not look anything like whatever Lisa might be hiding under those 7 ace bandages in that shirt.
I mentioned on the Rap Show a couple days ago, it's not it doesn't mean she is the same size as Katie. It's all relative. It's relative to the size of her rib cage.
But even relative to the size of her rib cage, I don't think
she has abnormally small rib cage.
Again, Benji, that's the 30 part. That's
right.
The part
that's right.
Goes around the back.
But it's D is how much it sticks out from that part.
There's nothing sticking out, dude. I'm sorry.
I don't know about bras, but just looking at looking at Lisa and looking at Artie Lang, I know that Artie's got bigger boobs than she has.
On Thursday's wrap-up show, it was all about the porn stars that came in and spun the wheel of sex, but then didn't do what it told them to do. And I guess porn stars have started to draw a line on, they're willing to do double penetration, but then when it comes to getting farted on while you sing, they say no. So we all had our opinions and talked about it, and here's how that discussion went.
The wheel of sex, a couple spokes were broken today. The porn stars decided that they weren't going to play along.
It was a really weird thing because, Will and I always do like a post-mortem after these things. And Will is such a hard worker, and he takes it so personally. But he tells these girls who are adult film stars, listen, we're going to do a thing called the Wheel of Sex. On the Wheel of Sex here are, in other words, we don't bring these girls in and surprise them. We tell them exactly what's on the wheel. But it was really weird because they got in today, and Will and I were saying, like, one girl feeds off the other. So Shyla, I guess, she came in and she was acting strange. Like, we started to ask her about her past career. Like we said, so you did double anal, and she started looking weird. She's like, yeah, I did that a long time ago, but I'm not ashamed of it, but I don't really want to discuss it. Something I did. It was good in my life at the time. So she started acting sort of very proper for a porn star, and I think Gianna fed off of that, and then they became two reluctant porn stars.
I've noticed that more and more here, how porn stars seem to be taking a higher road and say, yes, I've done double penetration, but that was in the past, and I'm trying to look forward. Meanwhile, they know why they're here. They know what the show's all about.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that, at some point, like, it may seem mean-spirited, but it's not. Like, we're really upfront, and we didn't bring them in. The funny thing is, we didn't bring them in to be mean to them. We said this is what it is, and any girl who says that's not for me, we're like, hey, great, I understand, and we'll go find someone else. Yeah. So we're not. I never try to bring anybody in here to have them leave upset, and it always bums me out when they do.
That's important that you say that. And Will, you should come down here to explain a little bit, because it's not like they're brought in to say, okay, Howard's going to talk to you for 10 minutes about your latest film. You tell them, okay, we're doing the Wheel of Sex, and this is what's going to happen, so they know what they're getting into.
We even have some bits that we've done in the past and that are coming up again where we do have some outrageous things going on, and we aren't telling anybody what it is. But what we'll do is we'll bring them in, and we'll put everybody on the line, and we'll say, this is what we're going to do. And if we bring 10 people in and 6 people walk away, we're like fine with that. You know what I mean? Like, that's a funny bit where, like, you have to do da-da-da-da-da. They go, okay, I'm not doing that.
I think Will even said specifically that farting was one of the possibilities.
No, he did. He said farting and teabagging were two of the things that were on the wheel that were absolutely going to happen. Or I should say could happen. Not going to happen, but could happen.
You know what's so funny? That the one girl was like, she was trying to act kind of like, coy, like sexy to Howard, and she thought that was gonna, like, because I guess she's so used to that happening in her life. When she's just like, oh, I don't want that, she thought he was just gonna say, okay, no problem.
Yeah, it said, the other thing, it did get into a bit of a gang mentality. At one point, it was almost like
we're gonna rape.
It was almost like we'd cornered Frankenstein. It's like, get out.
But deservedly so, I felt.
Well, I mean, listen, for better or worse, we do have. In other words, there's a line on the show, and we play that line whether it's wink, wink, nod, nod. But we're like, this is what we're doing, and if you don't do it, then you don't get what we said we'd give you.
I know JD was disappointed.
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, I heard that you're really into Gianna.
I'm into both of them, actually. I think they're both hot. So, but yeah, I didn't get to feel them up, so I'm disappointed about that.
You didn't know chance encounters in the hallway, or
no? I think they just got him right out. So.
Yeah, like I didn't know what the expectation was. I didn't know whether they expected that they were going to be sat down and we were going to treat it like inside the actor's studio. But again, I just say up front, we told them this is the game and this is what can happen. And I know that one of the girls, she'd taken the red eye in, and then Will spoke to her afterwards, and she was really upset.
Well, which do you think is more intimidating to the girls? Well, coming on the show is intimidating in a sense, but you've got Will the Farter, and then you've got Captain Sack, who God knows was in all his glory dancing around the studio.
I love his new voice, by the way.
Yes, I didn't recognize it at first because it was the Captain Sack voice.
It's like Christian Bale in Batman.
Well, Will the Farter is a really nice guy, so I don't think he's as intimidating, but the farts speak volumes. And Captain Sack is just a lunatic.
But that was
Captain
amazing.
Sack appears to be played by a man who's really angry.
But it was amazing. The part that she didn't want was the chocolate. That's the part that upset her. She said, I'll take balls in my face. I just not with chocolate.
Yeah. Well, we sort of discussed already. Will just walked in, but we sort of discussed already that you were up front with the girls, that they knew exactly what they were getting into, yet when they came here, they seemed surprised. They fed off each other, and then, we just ended up with what we had. Again, for me, sometimes I think that's funny. By the way.
Another great moment during that segment, though, is you hear everyone laughing as it's going on, and Howard does a great job, but the people laughing the hardest are Seth Rogen and George Takei, especially George. George was hysterical during that whole bit, which was really funny. Well, let's go to the phones. Joe in Jersey, you're on the wrap-up show.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Good, Joe.
Hey, listen, I don't know, maybe it's me, but these porn stars are starting to act like A-list celebrities. They have contingencies to everything now. But my biggest thing is this. As a Stern Show fan and listener, I mean, when Howard comes on in the morning and he gives you the rundown of what we can expect during the day, the first thing I think is this is going to be good. He's going to have the porn stars in here. We're going to see some good shit. And when they come in and they do this, it's a huge disappointment. It truly is. And Howard, if you're listening, you're a softy, bud, because I would have not given them the plugs that they should have gotten had they done the bit.
Yeah, there are some people in that camp, no doubt.
But at least, at least we got the moment of them walking out and being kicked out of the studio.
Yeah, I agree, and thank you for calling in. Howard did kick him out, but Artie was yelling for him to be kicked out. Gary, I came in.
I said, spin the wheel, get him the fuck out. I mean, we were doing a bit, and we play it like this is how we do it. And you're here to do it, or you're here not to do it.
I'm a fan of both of them, and I feel they should have been kicked out too. So, I mean, I love them still, and still want to feel their boobs and stuff. But they still should have been kicked out.
I guess you just have to watch them on Blu-ray.
I guess. So maybe one day get another chance encounter.
John in Boston, you're on the wrap-up show.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, John.
I've called in a bunch of time. How you doing, Gary?
Good. How you doing?
Yeah, I wanted a second with that guy. I thought Howard really did kind of go easy on them girls today, really, and it almost sounded like he wanted to defuse a situation that was going to almost kind of blow up on the air. Did you get that sense from him?
Well, I don't know that he was looking to defuse it, but I don't think he was looking to push them to a point where they would have a meltdown. I think he didn't want that either.
Yeah, well, even when they were plugging, he was like, "Oh, you rascal, you got me," kind of. You know what I mean? Kind of making a joke instead of being like.
Yeah, no, he was making a joke. He was making a joke about it. The weird thing is, I thought that Shyla was the one for me that looked like she was sort of acting different from the second she walked in, and she was the one that I thought that Gianna had more of a sense of humor about it. And then Shyla looked like she was gonna have almost like a meltdown.
Yeah, Will, what did you have sort of a heads up when one of them showed up wearing jeans and you know what I mean? Again, you don't have to dress like a typical porn star.
That what? Well, the heads up that what?
That who knows where it was going to go?
Because they were both going to get naked in the studio if we had let it keep going, but we didn't. So they didn't have the chance to take their clothes off.
Do you think we should have let them get naked?
Yes. That's my personal opinion. I wanted to see Gianna's tits in the worst way.
Yeah, see, I like that. But I thought, hey, if we're playing this the way we play it, then you're here to do the bit or not.
No, listen, you're right. It is what it is. But when you spend as much time booking a segment and putting it together, it's just tough when it just completely falls apart.
But isn't it? To me, that's it makes occasionally when this happens, it makes it always so much stronger.
I agree with Benji. I do think it's funny.
I mean, it
today,
was funny.
And again, just to know what's going on here, like Will and John and I were out to dinner on Tuesday night, and Will's phone's ringing, and he's like, "Oh my God, this bit is such a fucking pain in the ass. One girl may be in, one girl may be out. I don't know. This girl's not calling me back." Like, it really is a ton of work, and when it dissipates like that, I can understand why he's upset. But you gotta go for what's best.
I was even thinking, like, why are we doing Wheel of Sex with porn stars? Of course, they're gonna do everything. They're not gonna refuse anything. So to me, that makes it like that this was their line, this simple little thing. You know, it makes it really interesting.
But it does that becomes the joke. Artie and I talked about this during a commercial. A girl who has done double anal won't let a guy fart on her, and it's funny where people's lines are.
Well, they had a restriction about cream pies also, I think one of them did.
Yeah, I don't know. When you start getting, like, again, I don't want to hear, not that I'm into, what do they call them, facials? I guess they call facials when guys, like, blow their loads all over girls' faces. Like, I'm not into them, but I also don't need to hear that it gives them pink eye.